Yo, what is happening? What is going on? What up, Angry Liquid? Welcome to the chat. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. You got to watch Evil Ernie happen in real time from almost beginning to end. Mr. Winkler, hello, sir. How are you? Good evening. Happy Sunday to you. It's a brand new day. Rooster Puncher, what's happening, man? Good to see you, dude. We are going to be dropping some stuff. Fragaboom, Michael. Oh man, I'm going to butcher your name. Siegenthaler. Siegenthaler. Hopefully, I'm doing. Albino, what's up, man? CG Raven with the V. What's happening? Back at it again. That's right, Mr. Bruce. I'm about 5 minutes late, man. My time management skills are a little on the slide today. DM you the link or on Twitter. Nah, man. I'm putting the link in the chat because I am down for people to join and get down with it. I'm gonna enjoy some coffee here. What's up, Mr. Trevor Bruce? You got the bomb dropping. It's good to see you. Miami Eddie, hello, you're back. I've had enough time to cook some bacon. Oh man, I want some bacon. Mr. Ryan, sir, it's good to see you, man. I haven't been able to talk to you since New Hampshire. I hope you're doing well. You probably see a lot's going on over here. A lot of changes, a lot of things, going through all kinds of fun throughout my day, both with blessings and with other crazy things. I am sensing in the house. I'm sensing Mr. Green. What's up, Mr. Green?
What's going on?
How are you, sir? I like your hat. What's up, Mr. Bruce? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Fraga?
I'm doing well, Fraga. Cyber Fraga. Oh man, I wish I could throw some bacon down. Skits is like sizzle me, but I don't have the bacon ability in this one. You know, it's like dropping things. I can share my screen, but I only have one screen on here. Did you guys enjoy the Evil Ernie stream?
Yeah, that was
absolutely good.
Cool, man.
I love watching you draw some of those old '90s characters. I'd love to see you do a Lady Death cover.
Yeah, you know, I found out my buddy over at Dynamite was telling me that that Dynamite now has almost the entire Chaos library with the exception of Lady Death. So that you know, all of Chaos is over there at Dynamite. Man, that's exciting news. That's really cool. So they got like Purgatory and other stuff. I'm sensing J Money in the house. What up, J Money?
Hey, J Money.
What's happening, dude?
Got my hair out.
You're looking good, man. You got so much hair. So much hair. I don't even know what that's like. What's up, Mr. Wonderful? How are you, sir? Welcome to the chat. It is Sunday, the 29th. Can you guys believe the month of March is almost already over? That's bananas.
I know, it went by quick.
It went by quick, and of course, I think a lot of it is attributed to the idea that days are slipping away. We're all locked inside, and we don't know what's going on. What's up, Jason Monroe? Thank you for the love. He says he loves Black Flag and 90s comics. I love Black Flag and 90s comics, too. I'm sensing Death Metal Heroes in the house.
Death Metal.
What's up, man? Welcome.
How's life?
Welcome.
What's going on, Luke?
Doing well. Been having wonderful days drawing. Got to draw Red Sonja and Evil Ernie today, so it's a win.
Yeah.
I call that a win.
Wearing my Evil Ernie and my Smiley.
Nice.
In honor of Evil Ernie, one of my faves, man.
Yeah, that Evil Ernie is like one of my brother's favorites. I didn't buy it. There's a lot of stuff I missed in the 90s, and I can only chalk it up to the fact that I was working. I was either doing Nerf Wars in the studio or keeping my head down. Hail Skits, how are you, sir? Skits is in the house. What's up? He's saying Skits. What's up to Luke. Hail Skits, man. Yeah, so there's a lot of comics I missed. I know we saw a lot of Marvel stuff, got to see a lot of Joe Mad. Of course, we saw the other Image books. Evil Ernie, Lady Death.
Lady Death is another one.
I didn't really know too much about him. I met Stephen Hughes back before he had passed away. Really wonderful dude. Metal movie and Brewskis. What up, man?
What up?
Welcome.
What's up, guys?
Welcome. We got your first time here in the chat, man. That's pretty cool. Not the chat, but the main, the Brady Bunch square. What you got there? What you got there, Mr. Bruce? Marvel Comics. Oh wait, that's one of those leather.
Called The Best of Marvel Comics Volume 1.
That's beautiful. What's in there? I'm gonna big your screen. We got Vinny Art in the waiting room. How are you, sir?
What up, Vinny?
Just want to say what's up to Vinny. Let's see. I'm gonna make your screen big. Tell us what's in there. That's a gorgeous volume, dude.
Right here, it's a leather bound.
Yeah.
It came from the 1980s, and you've got the Hulk versus Alpha Flight Sasquatch. Yeah. You have X-Men one where Juggernaut fights Colossus in the bar.
I know.
There's a Spider-Man issue. I can't remember what it is. And Daredevil, I believe, is a Frank Miller one. And also a Doctor Strange.
Dude, that's awesome. Did you get it back in the day, or did you use it a recent pickup?
I picked it up over Amazon about 2 years ago.
And what's something like that run somebody?
Right now, I want to say about 20, 25.
That sounds like a bargain.
Yeah. And also it has a Captain America John Byrne issue in here, too.
I'm sold. Yeah, John Byrne can draw the crap out of anything he wants to.
Hey, speaking of leather-bound editions, that's something Chaos did a lot back in the day. I remember at that WonderCon 96 where I met you, Dan. Yeah. I also met Brian Pulido. I met Stephen Hughes. I met Rob Liefeld. I met Chris Claremont. I met Jeff Matsuda. I met Ethan Van Sciver all that same day. And that's something that they were selling at the Chaos booth that day. They had like death metal blasting, and they were selling leather bound like crazy comics with these weird covers and stuff that no one else was making at that time.
Yeah,
that sounds about right for Brian.
Brian's always been sort of ahead of the game when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
DC also did a leather bound edition, 2 leather bound editions. One was Batman, the greatest stories ever told, and that was the one that was on The Dark Knight Returns in a leather bound edition. You'd be interested in that one, Frag. But it's going for about, I think, 60 or 70 right now. And then there was the greatest Joker stories ever told.
I have that.
One's really good. I got that one.
It's got purple, right? With the silver. Yeah. I've got that one.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking about a cassette tape. There was a Fragaboom cassette tape. It was offered in the issue, the black and white issue of Black Flag. I'm actually going to be making it available. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to make it available through signing up for the mailing list, or if I'm going to make
it on a cassette tape.
Well, then it would have to be a stretch goal. But that's the hard thing about shipping. From what I've been advised, is like to try to keep things as paper as possible, because the second you put in something that could potentially damage the books, you have to change the shipping, and then suddenly it gets. I'm learning. But maybe
CD might work.
A what?
Yeah, a CD might work.
That's true, or a digital download.
Yeah,
look at that. That's a beautiful. That is a beautiful ash can you got there. Is that in a wait? What is that certificate? What is that stamp
on there? On the cover. That's just like on the cover.
So is that one of those Dynamic Forces bags?
We can pull it out. We can. Yeah, it's like an official hero original bag. Seal of, I don't know. It's whatever bag.
Hail Peter.
Hail Peter.
Great.
Peter Samedi's in the house. It smells good. You got that ash can.
You can lick it.
Don't lick it.
Don't lick it, man.
You can do it.
Man, in this quarantine world, really? Come on.
Lysergic up in there, man. You might be tripping.
So tasty.
Inked in blood.
Might be tripping. That's an awesome copy. Who's got a CD or cassette player anymore? My kids do. I bought them one. My daughter, somebody was kind enough to give her this like box of Sailor Moon stuff, and one of them was like the Sailor Moon audio play on a cassette. So she's Dad, I need something that plays whatever this is. It's a cassette tape, kid. Yeah. So tell me about your weekend. Tell me about your weekend. Start with you, Mike. What's your weekend been like?
Well, I've been homesick from work for like a week, so just because I had some symptoms. I had some cough, and they tested me for the COVID. I was negative, which is good, but I still stayed home just to not, go there with a compromised immune system and get everyone else sick too. So I've just been hanging out on the computer a lot, playing a lot of video games, watching movies, watched Total Recall, watched a lot of old movies with my kids, just showing them some old action movies.
Yeah.
Drinking some Suntory whiskey in a highball glass with a squeeze of lemon.
Man.
Twist.
I'm going to.
Go
It's
get
like
a drink, Frega.
No, I'm not going to get it. I have to be up with the baby early, and like last night, my wife and I, we do the tandem thing, right? Like this morning was her morning, and that's why I was able to stay up till 4:30. But the baby got up at 5:30. So if it was my night, which tonight, tomorrow morning is my night. That's why we're gonna probably go maybe till like 1 or so. If the baby decides, I'm waking up at 5:30, that means I get 4 hours of sleep. That's just how it boils down. So, and when I drink, it makes it a lot harder to get up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't be
man.
having another death metal hero now.
Yeah, Mr. Bruce, tell us about your weekend, sir. What's going on in the Great White North?
So far, I've pretty much just started packing. I'm getting ready to move from my place.
Where you going?
Moving always sucks. Moving to another place, so it's not too far away.
Moving,
and then
sucks.
it does. I'm gonna end up moving, going over and visiting my dad for about a week too. He's losing his eyesight, so I got to go help him out for a little bit.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. Right now, I'm pretty much enjoying the live streams, digging Frega, and
Thank you, sir.
enjoying your drawing.
Thank you very much.
Talking to Walden.
Walden's a good guy.
Talking to Walden Wong. Yes, he's a good man.
I'm gonna see about him inking those individual versions like from this cover, because people have been asking, like, can you make a shirt? Can you make a sticker? Can you make a trading card? So they need to get inked up. I've got
Walden said he'd love to do it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And if he wants to do a stream about it, I think that's even better. I'm gonna have to get him that get him that line art. It's like, the characters, there's like six of them. There's 7 total, but Spot's not on the cover. A lot of people are noticing that Spot's not on the cover, which it makes me happy, because it means they're keeping an eye out, and it makes them ask questions, and they're worthy questions. I'll tell you that. They're not going to get answered. They're going to have to find out why. But I'm glad they're noticing that. Metal, movies, and brewskis. What's happening, man? Tell us what you're all about. How was your weekend?
Awesome, man. Just been working. I work I'm part of the supply chain right now in this country, and
awesome.
just
thank you for that.
Thank you.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm out here on the West Coast and just trying to survive. Just staying cautious, staying courageous as much as I can. Took the family out, got some drive-through.
What are you doing to stay cautious when you're out there? Because I just saw a thing on the news that like they were showing trucking, and had this one lady. She's a cross-country trucker, and like every time she would go anywhere, like literally if she went to a truck stop filled up, she'd wipe her entire truck down, wipe herself down, anything that she touched, just to continue down the road. And I was like, man, that's hardcore.
Yeah, that sounds pretty legit. Like, if you can get some gloves, some sanitizer. But I know there's that guy, he bought up like 50,000 of them. He's selling them out of his garage. But
that ain't cool.
That's cool. To keep your distance from people, and just stay positive. Because this virus allegedly feeds off of stress. So
is that what it is?
Allegedly.
Well, then I'm never getting it. Because I'm a Rasta. I will, everything gonna be all right, if you know what I'm saying. I don't get stressed out. I smoke cannabis, and I also take something called ashwagandha, which helps. It takes, it makes you not get as angry as fast. I don't know how to explain it other than that,
Nice.
Thank goodness for herbs. Luke, Death Metal Hero, tell us about your weekend, sir.
I have been doing nothing but landscaping and pressure washing and cleaning, and everybody's, talking about, I got to sit at home and do this and do that. I've been outside working my ass off in the sun. It's like completely opposite to what I'm used to.
Is it really quiet out there?
Yes.
I would imagine.
Like snowfall,
Yeah.
That weird quiet.
I'm getting to wait. Give me
danger.
Wait. Someone, they said Harrison Danger. Let's give you some love. I love you, dude. All right.
Pal.
Sleep good, dude. All right, Pally Pal. That's my dude.
He's awesome.
Yeah, that's got to be weird. Like that. When I went out the other day, I had to send some packages out for my wife, and I went to a place out here. I have to name it because what do you call it? One of the things that I found when I first came and worked, first time I ever worked in the East Coast was in 2004. I lived in Miami for a few months, and I didn't know what a Publix was. I didn't know what a Kroger was. I was used to, Safeway, Lucky, Albertsons. Those were like the stores. Vaughn's, yeah, my man. Yeah, and what ended up happening is I went into to Publix, and it felt almost like a strange TV show. Like, because of social distancing, there was this sort of mathematical movement of people. Like, they were always sort of aware of their bubble, and like there were 10% of the people that are usually there. So it was like, you couldn't get that many extras. Like I'm saying, it felt like a movie set, sort of. Like, it was really just weird and very quiet. Very, very interesting. J Money, what are you doing, man? You just chilling?
Man, I'm chilling. I'll be honest with you. I'd like to apologize to that individual yesterday for misinterpreting my conversation with Death Metal over there.
Oh, are you Justin McClure?
Yeah, bro. And
Anthony's good dude. He was feeling bad about it too.
Yeah, man. I apologize, but 2 days ago, one of my goats had twins, so I got two goats that I'll be able to sell in about 6 weeks, and I had a few more chickens.
Is that like kidception? Like when a kid has a kid?
Yeah, bro. They're called kids.
Yeah.
And to be honest, nothing's really been going on, man. I live in Alabama, and I'm like I said, I'm a few hours from you.
Yeah, man.
And my wife does all the shopping and everything, and so I can't relate to
I know what you're
drama
saying.
in the big city, and
we end up
I've been
taking turns.
Very
man.
comfortable.
Awesome.
I live in the woods. Everyone around me has guns, so if you're down my street, I don't know why you are. And that's about as simple as it is.
Took a wrong turn in
Albuquerque,
son.
And I live on a dead end street at that too. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I grew up on a chicken farm. We didn't have goats, but our across the neighbor had gigantic sow pigs. And when I say gigantic, I mean like the size. And maybe it's because I was little, but they had this one that I swear to you, it was the size of a Volkswagen Bug. It was the biggest damn pig, and it would come over to our yard and root in our garden. And I remember my dad would whip out the pellet gun and just kind of bat out on that thing's butt, and the squealing sound, man.
Man. So I'm not gonna lie, I had to kill a pig earlier this year. So
I love that there was a miscommunication based on the fact that you were talking about goats.
It's like the greatest of all time. That's not what I meant. I meant a literal goat.
Literal.
Like a literal kid.
Is that a new comic character, Goat Rider? Oh no.
That would be awesome, but it's not that good. It's bad. Dad jokes. Dad, I'm a dad.
Dad wave. Damn. Dad jokes up in the house.
All right, we got Vinny Art waiting in the waiting room. So I'm gonna say we got 5 minutes, and one of y'all's. I apologize about this. One of you guys want to volunteer out so we can rotate
I'll
in.
pop out for you, man.
Okay, Vinny Art
for Vinny.
Okay, I'm gonna bring Vinny in. Thank you, Mr. Bruce. You want to stay on now for another 5? Or are you bouncing now?
I'll bounce now, just for him.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, man.
Nice to see you all. Nice to meet you, Jay.
Hell, Bruce.
Take care, guys.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Take care, Dan.
Be well. Be well. Vinny, what is happening, sir?
What up, Vinny?
Cool. Not too much. I want to thank Gary. Thanks, buddy. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
but
he's good people. He's good.
Yeah, I've been busting my ass all night. get more work done, you know.
That's good, man. And those are some good links you were popping into the chat last stream, man. Hopefully that gets some traction and people checking out some new books that they hadn't seen before.
Yeah, Vinny's stuff looks great, man.
It's weird.
I backed it during the last stream.
Who would ever think that YouTube is the new comic book store? You know,
yes, sir.
It's like
it is.
It's like I'm browsing through links and finding the things that I like. You know, it's really cool. What's happening? What is happening? What about?
I want to interject. I would like to say hello to Angry Vinny, and I appreciate you, Mr. Angry Vinny.
Thanks, brother.
You make me laugh, bro. I really appreciate it.
Tell us 2 things, man. Tell us, number 1, how has your weekend been? And then 2, where does the name Angry Vinny come from?
Well, the weekend's been a lot.
I coined it. Not to interrupt again, but I coined that.
The weekend.
I coined that.
Yeah, well, the weekend's been just a lot of work. I'm getting stuff ready because, again, Through the Woods, I'm going to start going to print next week.
Yeah.
My printer's still in business, Mix them. They've been kick ass. But I'm working on a cover for another CG guy, Drew, with his Captain Love book. He's got a sequel that's going to be launching tomorrow.
What's it called? Captain Love?
Captain Love, yeah.
And what is Captain Love about? Do you know anything about it?
He's like this kind of space trucker dude.
Let me take a look. Captain Love. Wow, that's a cool cover. Who did that cover?
It's an Italian artist that he found.
I like the matte finish on that.
Yeah,
$25 too.
This is cool. Yeah, this is the same company that I've been doing with my book. But they have all different types of stuff they do. So like, I mean, you can see the difference between like the hardcover.
Yeah,
like
the super gloss.
Yeah, and the gloss. But their floppies are amazing too. I mean, I have City of Venus, my other book. I did it with them as well. I mean, look at this thing, man.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
You can shave right off this thing, you know, looking at it.
Colorist, you color your stuff too, right?
Yeah,
dude, that leg on that cover. Mm-hmm. I wanna just like bite it like a piece of chicken.
Slurp.
Well, that's the real name I have at in CG. They call me the Boner King because I'm giving everybody boners.
Boner King,
man. Oh, yeah. I like it, man.
That's a blessing or a curse.
Like a hot dog with a crown on it.
Well, I had a character that I had done for during the drawing stream at War Campaign, which they wanted to give a little shot to Mike's character, Mike Miller. So we did versions, and mine was Gay Star. So I did them with I did them with the dildo nunchucks.
I remember hearing
those are going to be very popular at certain parties.
Oh yeah, but I'll show you. I'll show you one of the covers I did for my buddy Red Gaze. He's got a campaign he launched today, Sunsworn.
Sunsworn.
I was dropping links in the last chat, but I'll share a screen. So
let's do it. Show me your screen. Yeah. And then how do I share it? I just click on that like this.
Yeah, you click on that. Yeah.
Oh, look at that! Amazing.
Nice.
Dang, that's pretty.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. His characters are amazing. So he's actually this is a novel. It's kind of like his he wants to replace Star Wars pretty much since they destroyed it. Yeah. So he's got this cool story. with these crystals and this whole universe. It's going to be badass. You know, and these space nights.
Are these your colors too?
Yep.
Dude, your color. I mean, your art's great, but man, your colors really just pop.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Super. I mean, that metal looks like metal. The energy looks like energy. The armor on the I guess the bad guy. I'm being prejudiced. Yeah. I don't know if the bad guy's in gold or if the bad guy's in black, but the guy in black.
Way to assume.
I know. Man, kick me in the pants. His material looks different, and that's one of the things I really enjoy when I see different people's work, especially colors. It's like cloth that looks like cloth and flesh that looks like flesh. Man, skills.
Thank you, bro.
Very, very
Dude, I
nice
appreciate
stuff.
that. Yeah, and I'm all self-taught too with everything.
That's the best way, man. That is the best way.
You know, and that's what I mean. Comics, it's been amazing. Everyone's been super supportive, but that's the thing, man. We are busting our ass to get good stuff out there for everybody. I mean, last year I had 7 different books I put out. You know, fulfilled everything on that. So that's why I've been pushing so hard too. Because like
I want to propose a question to the chat, and this is a serious question. It's regarding Comicsgate in general, but also I think it's a social epidemic as far as prejudices, right? Like, and the reason I bring it up is, and believe me, I could be crass about it, and I can say, hey, you know, I've lost followers. I've had comments on every social media channel saying how disappointed they are in me. What's interesting though, the ratio. It seems like for every one that tells me they're disappointed in me or they're not going to support me anymore, that there's like another 100 to take their place that are enthusiastic and excited. And I'm finding the guys that are enthusiastic and excited, the guys and gals that are into it, it seems like they get it. They understand what we're doing. And the ones that are like, I'm disappointed in you, Dan, you seem like a good guy. And I'm like, I didn't change. You know, I'm still a good guy. And you know, I do due diligence as far as researching. And anyway, the question I want to ask you guys is, how do you think we can move forward in changing the image of Comicsgate to be one that people recognize as we do? Because I think it is one of the most wonderful places to be.
I'll be honest, man. I don't mean to interrupt anybody, but the propaganda is real, and these people are fully and wholly indoctrinated. They cannot think for themselves, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Well, I mean, I won't disagree with that assessment, but it's borderline on the side of almost being like them. Like, I'm not going to blanket statement. Like, some of the guys that, like, I'm not going to name names because I'm not going to name names, but like one of the guys that sent me that it was in my Twitter feed. He's a guy that we go way back, like way back. It would almost like Mike Green and I, we go back to 96. It'd almost be like if Mike Green said to me, Dan, I'm really disappointed in you. I've known you all this time. I can't support you anymore. It's those ones where I'm like, bro, you know me. Why can't you take all of the evidence you know versus this hearsay, and have an understanding? Like, I basically I was on the Kayfabe Facebook page because they had taken a clip from my video and put it on there and said, what do you guys think about this? And you know, I said, listen, I always use the beehive thing, but let's say someone says, goes up to a beehive, hits the beehive, they get stung, they go back and report, not that they got stung, but there are monsters out there. Okay. And suddenly people get riled up with their pitchforks. There's a monster out there. Let's get that monster. And then the bees look and go, look at all these motherfuckers with pitchforks, and they have to become the monster to deal with this mob that's coming at them. And the original person that got hit the beehive goes, see, monsters, you know? And like I've found that at least in my research and my digging deep into it, it just seems like there's a lot of provocation. Soon as there's provocation, there's a lot of victim stuff, and then they use strong words like racist, homophobe, misogynistic behavior, bigot, all those things. Which
easy way to cancel somebody.
It's like if you say, if I whispered to you, hey, person X is a pedophile, bro, and you saw them talking to a kid, that you'd go, oh shit, keep them away from the kid. And suddenly they're tainted forever.
Yeah.
You know,
it's the lies and the BS, because that's what happened, man. You were asking why they call me Angry Vinny as well, because when I get on my tangents, I really go, because what I do is I'll expose people who are liars like that, or people who ripped off others, you know. But I only say names if it's my story, because I'm the one who can speak for that. So basically, it's the same situation. When a couple of my friends found out that I was Comicsgate, it was the same thing. Like, all of a sudden now I'm radioactive, you know? And they go, because I did my first interview was with Malin when I was first, my very first campaign that I pitched. And I put the link on Facebook, and right away I had a friend going, you're part of that hate group? I said, what are you talking about, hate group? He's like, yeah.
Malin's the one guy who absolutely 100%. I've known that guy since 2002. That's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
I've been online with him 2002. The thing where people fail, and where people, I think where CGers have failed to communicate their message properly, is that when they're attacked, there is, like what you were talking about, Vinny, that kind of like back and forth, and there's a bit of an emotional reaction. And it gets like this back and forth, tit for tat. And it's like, instead of explaining their position, they just go like, well, screw you. You know, and it's like, that's natural. That's going to happen, because when someone comes at you, you're going to do that.
You're going to want to hear the end of that, because that's the thing, right? The guy came at me like, oh, we're racist, this and that. I went, excuse me, pal. You've known me for how many years? You know the people I've worked with. You know I'm not a racist on any level. And then I said, we got creators in there who are black, white, all different genders, creeds, whatever. I'm like, if you don't know what you're talking about, maybe you should look into it, you know, with a different mindset. And I had another friend.
That takes work, and a lot of people,
they're lazy. They don't care.
And I'm not getting lazy people off the hook, but we're in a society now. Like I realize something. I'm an older guy. I grew up in the early mid 70s, and I remember what it was like to wait for everything. You know, we had to wait for movies to come out. We had to wait, you know, to cook something. Even when internet came out, we had to wait on a 56K modem for dial-up. We knew what it was like to wait. And now things are so instant. Oh, Amazon, boom, I got it. I got it. There's no, like, everything is sort of a one-stop shop. This is the answer. This is the solution. So therefore, it's this. So the idea that someone would go, like, someone try to send me a document on Twitter today, saying, here is a timeline record of all of the transgressions of CG. Take a look. And I was like, you know what?
About individuals.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take a look, because I'm not gonna talk out of my ass. I'm gonna take a look.
Archie Bear in the house.
Archie Bear in the house.
Yeah,
and I went through their list, and I realized, like, okay, they said a standard. They said, oh, this doesn't meet standards, blah, blah, blah. This thing was deleted from Twitter, etc. One thing, I myself had my Twitter account frozen for 6 months because of a copyright violation strike that they wouldn't even let me know what it was. I didn't know if it was music I had on in the background, whatever. So it could be anything. That's number one. Number two, There was zero context. There was rebuttals, angry rebuttals, none of which fell into the line of what they're saying. Like if it, there, just the mention of the word gay does not make you homophobic.
Right.
Okay. The mention of the word does not make you homophobic. If you're talking about that, you're having a conversation about it. So that's that. So there was no context. There was only like, see, that person said this. See, that person said this. See, and what it made me feel like, I don't know if you guys have seen Running Man, but Ben Richards, the character played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, is in the helicopter, and he's saying something to the effect of, "Those are the people down there. Don't shoot them. We can't kill them." And then when they show the footage, "Those are people down there. Shoot them. Kill them." And then it's, and you go, well, that edit suits the narrative,
Exactly.
And I don't know if it's as nefarious as it feels. Maybe there's people in there that are literally agendizing everything, but it also feels like I don't know, man. It's these standoffs where like nobody's listening to the other person. Like I'm down to listen to anybody, Like I had conversations offline with some of the people from their side DMing me and talking to me, and I had a reasonable conversation with them, and I let them know where I was coming from. I heard where they were coming from, and I just said, listen, provocation is a big thing. It's a big thing. If you say to J. Scott Campbell, "Oh, you're a pedophile for drawing a Disney character sexy." Strong words. What can that person do other than say, "No, I'm not. And here's why," and give an educated thing, but that word is so acidic that it's going to be a hard climb. It's a freaking weapon to use those kind of words. So it's an uphill climb upstream just to defend yourself against that. And if you get frustrated, it only supports their narrative. So it ends up becoming quite frustrating.
Yep, you got to stay calm, like cool as a cucumber.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you said, there is an agenda behind it. I'm sorry. Yeah, there is an agenda behind it, because those people who usually do the attacking for the bigger companies, it's because they want that attention from them. That they think if we agree with you guys, you'll eventually hire us. Because it's that too. Because that person who was trying to do that to me, he was the same way. He was trying to get the attention of bigger names or to get that work. And it's like, well, if they haven't hired you at this point, they're not going to. So agreeing with them and throwing your friend under the bus isn't going to do shit. So I had another friend who put him in his place. He goes, "You're crazy. You know how Vinny is. And he accepts everybody. He's friends with everybody. Like, put down whatever you're smoking and, clear your head, because something's wrong there with you, not with Vinny."
Right.
So, and again, the only beef I've had with anybody is someone like, they're hate trolls like Renfamous, those type of people, because they don't like, if you pull up what I'm sharing right now on screen, this is what triggered her. It's the artwork I had on my campaign.
What's wrong with that?
Through the woods.
Is it because she has a nice butt?
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. It's because of that. It's because of sexiness. That's my lead character.
I've seen hamburger ads that had less clothes and dripping liquids that were just fine to run on TV during kids' cartoons.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Hey, just to interrupt really quick. There's an important chat going on in the chat room right here. A lot of people talking about Roger Rabbit and how they used to beat their meat to that. I just wanted to let you guys know.
Oh, man.
The important topics. Thank you, Michael Green.
Thank you, Mr. Green.
I got to get that in there.
Absolutely, man.
It's true. Sorry, I'm not bad. I'm just drawn this way.
That's okay. That's the way I like it. Thank you.
Yeah. But I think the way to put them in their place is just keep getting great books out there, being respectful to fans, because it's the one thing that they'll never do. Because they have these egos. They think that because of where they are, they're untouchable, or they could be rude or mean to people. Excuse me, everyone's the same and should be treated the same. I don't care what you do for a living, except if you're a doctor or a nurse, maybe you should be treated a little bit better because you're saving lives. Other than that, I think these people are all crazy.
Well, they have that faux celebrity feeling to them, man. They want to be, they think they're high and mighty in their position instead of just enjoying being in this industry that we supposedly all love. You know what I mean?
Of course. And I've worked for big names. I work for Todd. I work for these other people. I've seen how they are.
You got a $20 super chat here.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I saw Renfamous get into the like, as Twitter stuff goes on, every now and then these people come in and like have a lot to say. I'd only heard her name peripherally, and I don't really know about her. I know
she was cool with me. I had an interaction with her on Twitter today, and
you
know what? I was just really extra polite, and she was cool with me. So I was like, well, I'm sure there's a lot of history, and there's, she's maybe a lot of people have gotten into beef. It's a lot of back and forth and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think there's steps that can be taken to be like extra cool with people who feel like they're going to lash out right away anyways, and it's like, it's just that extra step you got to take with those people that are automatically victims.
Well, here's the thing. She just targeted me out of the blue. I never had a single interaction with her. It's because I'm Comicsgate, and my book was one of the first ones of the year. This is one of the first campaigns of the year, and I'm drawing sexy women. So right away they tried to attack.
That's BS. Yeah,
I don't want to interrupt any of you guys. And I don't want to go ahead and knock on the book, man. My bad, Vinny. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, they love that one. I never hardcover.
There is no point in arguing with them because it's just like their entire point is to argue their point. And no matter how many times until you block them, until they block you, and if you block them, they'll say, "Oh, look that they."
I don't block. Here's one thing.
I don't block anybody.
It's insane, man. Like
I don't block anybody.
Their whole entire point is to continue the argument to distract from the quality and the skills that you people have, such as Vinny and such as Frega, and even Death with his sketches. And
thanks, brother.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
What is their point, though? That's the thing I'm trying to understand.
Well, they have no point.
See, someone like
to prove they're right.
They need to eat, they need to sleep, and they need to be active. And they don't eat, they don't sleep, and they're not active. So they're always emotionally distressed.
Right.
And you cannot deal with. I live in a house full of girls. My mom lives here because she's disabled. I have 2 children.
I do too.
Girls.
Yeah.
And I have a wife who is in the early, and she's going through some things.
I know what you're saying.
So they have no idea how to deal with losing. They've lost. They have. Well, they have.
I think that's a good point, J Money, but at the same time, I think there's still room to kind of go, yeah, they're in that position, but I can be completely unflappable here. I can be untouched by anything they're saying. And just, like whatever they say, I'm not going to get emotional about it. I don't care. And
whatever you do, don't call names. Whatever you do, don't call names.
And that's the thing with her. From what I understand, she's some kind of paid professional troll. Like she used to do. From what I understand,
Party.
Yeah.
She used to troll for the Republican Party, and then she saw an opportunity, kind of like Anita Sarkeesian, and just jumped in and tried to be relevant.
Right. And the room,
what these people do.
Yeah, the rumor is that Casada is paying her under the table to attack over here. That's what the rumor is. That's why I didn't want anything to do with this person. I didn't care. And the only time I acknowledged her was on one of my streams. I said, "Listen, if you're jealous of my drawings, all you got to do is eat right, have a salad, do your squats. You don't have to be jealous of the sexy artwork. Better yourself."
I think
you realize that came across as a personal attack, right?
Yeah, I think J Money's right though, and this is something I brought up on a stream.
Yeah,
it was something I talked to my inker about. you know, we had the very talented Ryan Stegman on. We had the very talented Rob Willis on. We had
Rob Willis, the man.
Yeah, Nelson Blake on. And my buddy Aaron was talking to me about this. This is back in October, and we had this discussion about intermittent fasting, cutting sugar, and all these things. And since then, just by following their advice, I took 60 pounds off. And the byproduct of it is everything you're talking about, J Money. I'm less depressed. I have more energy, and I feel like I'm a lot more present and very much more thoughtful just because I'm active. I'm not filled with garbage. I'm not getting sleep. I have a newborn. She's not a newborn. She's 1, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not getting the sleep I need, but I'm finding that taking care of myself is very important. So I think that's something that people should listen to out there is take care of yourself. You know,
the fog is lifted when you cut out stuff like that. Because even Kelsey said it too. He goes, anybody who's an artist right now, he goes, try to stay away from the fast food and the pizza and stuff. He goes, in my career, that's all I used to eat. He goes, look at me now. I feel sluggish. You know, I'm unhealthy. He tried to warn people, you know, try to eat better.
He's been missing in action.
Yeah, I think he's doing a lot of work for the Brightwisers still.
Pandemic.
I spent money on that cash grab cover, and it's not even. Man, I'm disappointed.
He's with your boy right now.
It'll come out. I'm excited for cash grab. That you know, I had people saying it's mean spirited and this, that, and the other, and being heard about it, and what I say is like, yo, man, like somebody today did a caricature of my car thing. They were doing like a Slipknot, I'm a maggot and this is why, and they did this whole caricature thing, and like I wasn't even remotely offended. I was like, yo, this is cool as shit, you know, like somebody's making fun of me, but like they went out of their way to like match it up.
Exactly.
I would if somebody made a cash grab style thing about me, I'd be like, yo, like that, I made it. I've made it. I'm in a cartoon. I don't care if somebody's spanking me.
That's what's Jason up. Bascom's asking, what are the chances of a Travis Charest interview?
Slim to none. Travis is he's a hard guy to get a hold of, and I don't. In the best way, he's peculiar. Let me just say it that way. In the very best way, he's peculiar. And it's like, for example, you guys all have heard of Bruce Timm, yeah?
Yeah. Batman, baby.
This is what happens when I ask people if I can interview them. Oh yeah, oh cool. What's it about? Oh, here's the questions. Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's do it. Here's how it went with Bruce Timm. Hey man, it's good to see you. Hey Dan, how's it going? Hey, I'm doing these interview shows. Nope, I don't do those. Like it literally, like Bruce Timm was like, nope, I don't do those immediately. And I think Travis would be very much like that. Let's see what you got on your screen here, Vinny.
Yeah, this is the Kelsey cover that's going to be for the Ash Can. That's
gorgeous.
Yeah, so if you guys want to take a look at that.
Kelsey knows how to compose an image, man. I tell you what.
A Mad Chad in the waiting room. I don't know Mad Chad. Do any of you guys want to step out for a second to get Mad Chad in here?
Yeah, I could bounce. I mean, I want to get to sleep anyway. Last night was really late for me. But,
good, man. Yeah, that was a late one, man. Well, I was on Ethan's stream until 4:30, man. It was a late
That's how long it went?
It went till 4:30, bro.
I got out around 3.
Yeah. Oh, Mad Chad left. Mad Chad left anyhow.
You need to stay, man.
Just let me know.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Well, I got this comic at the store the other day. I want to show you guys. This is actually like a real 90s comic. It looks great. It looks just like something that came out back then. Look at this, dude.
Damn.
That's your favorite cover, man. I wish that art was your
bomb-ass cover.
That's killer.
Yeah.
I really wish you had that.
Amazing.
You know what's crazy? It's just thinking about that stuff. I drew that when I was 21 years old. You know, like it was hardcore. What's up, my dear? I didn't know you were waiting for me, sweetheart. You want to say hi to everybody? This is Lily Bell.
Hi, Lily
Here, I'll
Bell.
give you kisses. Your shirt's on backwards.
I know.
I love you.
I want to.
I will. You know what? I'm gonna go for another half hour and then I'll be up. So you can't give me a hard time.
Half hour.
Lily Bell, I'm so excited about the card you made for my son
Hold on.
for his birthday.
Here.
It's coming up.
She can't hear you.
It's gonna
Hold
be
on. She can't hear you, Mike. Hold on. Say it again.
I said, Lily Bell, I'm so excited about the card that you made for my son. I'm going to give it to him next month. It's his birthday.
That's the Star Wars one you did.
The Star Wars, the Anakin Skywalker one. It looks awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I'll be up.
I'm looking forward to my kitty cat too.
And he made the kitty cat for Luke. All right, I'll be up soon. I love you, baby. All right, they're so funny, Dad. I was in my bed waiting for you. Why didn't you come up and kiss me goodnight?
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know. They said they were going to bed. I was like, have a good night.
Right?
Go kiss him.
Yep.
We'll hang out for a minute.
Yeah. All right. Good call, man. Good call. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hey, Bell.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tuck you in.
What you got there, J Money?
This is Spawn 300. This is the J cover by Todd McFarlane.
Ah.
Nice.
The 300 recreation.
Yeah, bro. When I was young,
Spider-Man.
I missed it, man. I missed it, so there's no way. I know I got this shitty phone camera. And I got bad lighting.
Yeah.
No production artist here.
Hey, we do what we can. Yeah. What did anybody go to the comic shop this week? Did anybody pick anything up? Is anybody reading anything?
I
got a stack.
Man.
I've been getting White Knight.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Sean Gordon
Yeah.
Murphy has been doing some really good stuff, man.
Yeah,
I heard Matt Damon's gonna make a movie. They're trying to get Matt Damon to play the Joker.
Oh yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
trying to have everybody play the Joker at this point, man.
Yeah.
He could do the duality of Napier and the Joker, I guess. Or something.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to get the last one. I didn't get the last one yet.
Me neither.
But
That's the only Batman stuff I buy, for sure.
yeah,
That,
pretty much.
The Clerks crew, Clerks crew need to get out of DC. Stop, just get out. You're not. You need to go back to Clerks #3 or something, and just stick with that. Stop.
Here's what I've
Get out
been
of
buying a
DC.
lot of
Get out
is
of
these
DC.
these facsimiles, man.
Oh,
These
yeah, those
facsimiles are great.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kirby. Love Kirby. What's the worm? The Valley of the Worm. What is that?
I don't know, man. It just looked cool, and I thought that it's from Robert E. Howard. Like it's based on one of his
Nice.
stories. And then
Howard.
Gil Kane's the artist, so
Wonderful.
it just looked cool.
Oh yeah.
But
That's awesome.
I didn't know what it was at all. I was like, "What is this Valley of the Worm?" But it just looks like a kind of Conan character, But yeah, pretty awesome, Gil Kane.
It
the
sounds like a
facsimiles are
fable.
great.
There's something about the color choices.
Here, I'm gonna make you big. Make you big. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the color choices that dudes made back then were so awesome. It's not even the coloring technology; it's the color choices that are awesome.
All
Yeah.
story,
And it was based on their restrictions. They were
Mm-hmm.
color palette, and so they had to make the best they could with it. Now you can do anything, and so people make sloppy crap that's muddy, and it's if you're restricted, you make the best of it. So it's man. So
Who's the inker on that? Is that Alcala? Who is that?
It's a Gil Kane artist and then Ernie Chua.
Okay, yeah, he's the other guy. He used to ink Buscema and Conan.
That's awesome.
Ernie
the color
Chua
choices
and Ernie
back
Chan
then-
are the same guy.
No
Huh?
shit. Okay.
Yeah, they're the same guy. Hold on,
Huh.
my wife is telling me that one of the other kids needs. Oh my god, I'll be right back. Carry on.
The first comics I ever bought were Conan the Barbarian and early 200s of Uncanny X-Men.
Oh yeah.
Late 80s, early 90s, Uncanny X-Men.
Here.
Art Adams, man. His Uncanny X-Men just blew my tiny mind when I was a kid.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Art
I
Adams.
was,
His work is just incredible. He's
I was
still one of my
living in,
favorites.
Key West,
he's
Florida.
still one of
My
my
dad was
favorites, too.
stationed in Key West, Florida, and we had a dude who was on the corner lot of these military housing units. and he sold me the first book I ever bought. It was over $10. Was X-Men 212. I showed that yesterday, day before, whatever it was, and the Uncanny X-Men and Conan the Barbarian, man.
Yeah, man.
Art Adams is one of my top favorite artists of all time. He's definitely in my top 5.
For sure, man. Him and Big John, dude.
Yep.
Those two, they're up there for me all the way. And then, like, obviously, I'm a huge Frazetta fan. That's kind of why I started doing the digital painting.
Yeah,
man.
You can't beat that.
I like Bernie Wrightson.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Bernie Wrightson.
Yes.
Which he was a big Frazetta fan too.
Yeah. By the way,
he was a disciple of Frazetta. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Dude, yeah. Dan, when you come over on my channel, I'll talk to you more about one of my friends as well, Grandmaster Bram Frank. This dude, his story is so incredible. As a kid, he got to learn and watch all the big artists, Frazetta, Jack Kirby. Dude, yeah, we'll get into that, but you're gonna love it, man.
I can't wait, man.
Bisley's a badass too. I don't know what happened.
He's a fun guy to drink with.
Man.
I always said
Bisley. Yeah,
I
man.
thought it was Bisley.
He put out a book called like Alpha King, and it was a beer book. And a year ago, I couldn't. They don't have the beer over here on the West Coast, but they have them over there in New York. I don't know, but it was a fun book, man.
What do you got there, Mike? What do you got there? Is that a profit card?
Yeah, this is the profit card. This is something to show you guys. Little secret stuff that was released in '94.
Yeah.
A Dan Frega profit card.
Yeah, that was my tribute to Arnold in T2.
Yep. It says it on the back. T2. Yeah. I guess it's just a fit. What can I say? Profit kicks ass. Pure genius, Dan Frega.
It was true. It was definitely true.
I said it in what your voice probably was back then.
Now, I've always had sort of a higher pitched voice. It's one of those things I used to hate. I'm like, man, why do I sound like I'm 16? But it was. I'm always like, profit kicks ass. Okay, kid.
So I got some cool shit in the mail today.
Show
Thanks
us.
to our homie Mike Green.
Oh my goodness.
What?
It's the B cover to number 4.
I
got this because of our good friend Michael Green. There, he was like, "Hey, here's this link. Check it out. Get it." So I did.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's an important. That's a very, very important issue, and I'll tell you why. The last page's story on that is the basis of pineapple perception. That's all I have to say. The brand new Black Flag book that is launching April 25th. Him sitting there holding that's everything. That's everything.
Dude, that's gonna be killer. Are you reprinting any of those?
I have to go through a process. I basically, if I wanted to do number 1 and do a recolor, I could, because I have the black and white preview edition and I can scan those pages and do a recolor. But the tough thing is, and I've explained this a few times, the technology we used way back, the state-of-the-art storage was these things called zip disks. And
I still have some of those.
Yeah, super. You get a super drive, you can check them out. Which I'm like, that'd be cool. But here's the problem: that was done at the old studio, 3 studios back. Okay, it was colored at the Catella studio. So that means that since it was published, those archives had been moved 3 times, and then those archives went either to Liefeld's house, in a dumpster, whatever, and that was 25 years ago. So
does Rob have them?
Oh, who knows? That's what I'm saying. Who knows? And if he does, it might be in a box, like Inception.
He's got like a warehouse. Yeah.
Right.
So
what I'm gonna have to do, and I probably will end up doing it, is buying the most mint copies that I possibly can, and scan them at a high resolution, and then curate the hell out of them. Make sure each scan, every page meets my standards and specifications, and then do a trade based off of that. But that is going to be the absolute best I can do. But the way I'll make it worth it is I have old copies of half-inked pages and sketches, and also behind the scenes, like maybe I could make like a commentary, brand new cover, that sort of thing. We have
Jason
a super
Campbell
chat.
did something like that with Danger Girl, like the 20th anniversary.
Oh
thing.
yeah,
so yeah,
that's
totally,
really
man.
good, really good. We have a super chat from Sweens.
Hail
What up,
Sweens?
Sweens? He says,
What up,
welcome
Sweens?
to Comicscape, Frega. Glad to have you with the good guys. That is right, man. That's what I'm saying.
That's right.
That's what I'm trying to tell the. I don't even want to call them the opposition because I don't.
The confused.
Yeah, that's a good one.
or the misinformed. That's
misinformed.
Absolutely. I think there's probably people at play, and there are people in power that don't want to lose it, and that makes perfect sense, man. Like, believe me, like I understand it. It's not a nefarious thing. If you have something that you hold dear, you don't want to lose it.
Well, here's the thing.
That's what they gatekeep.
When I've been wondering for years, like, where did all the cool comics go? Where did they go? Like where are they? And then ever since we started going this route, and I'm like looking at all these comics and all these, like Vinny's book and then Phil's book and then the other books, Ethan's books and all this stuff, and I'm like,
Carl's.
Here they are. These are the books I've been waiting for. This is what I thought was gone. They're all here still. I just didn't know.
Mm-hmm. That's the problem with those guys and those people in power, right? They've been gatekeeping like crazy. They keep all these amazing, talented people down, and I'm sick of it. I told the other night when I was on Casada how he screwed me out of Spider-Man. I was supposed to sign a contract. And 2 weeks earlier, I get the phone call. Nope, Joe's putting one of his friends on. I mean, that kind of shit, it's insane. And then what happens? They completely kick me to the curb. It wasn't just, we'll try on something else. It's because Joe had a hatred or whatever he had,
Well, he's a
spiteful.
Sorry, Joe, if you're watching, but you do some petty stuff that is unnecessary. Sure. I think you should just let people be people. I also had a theory. I brought it up last night, and I feel like it has validity because it's my opinion. But no, I really do feel like it what happened in. I met Rob Liefeld when I was 16 years old. I met Todd McFarlane when I was 16 years old. I met Eric Larson when I was 14. And I met Jim Lee when I was 15 and Wills. The only guy I don't think I had met was Valentino. I'd met all 6 of those guys before I was even 17 years old, and got to watch Image form. But I also knew Rob when he started working on New Mutants, like when he got the job, and I got to see his development sheets. And I saw the type of editorial that was at Marvel and DC was nurturing. You had amazing editors like Mike Carlin, Bob Harris, Carl Potts that would see an artist or a creator and go, and I even have them like right over here. I have first generation photocopies of Mike Mignola's Cosmic Odyssey. How do I have those? Because Mike Carlin gave them to Rob Liefeld when he was working on Hawk and Dove to show him some stuff that he could study. Bob Harris and Carl Potts did the same thing for Jim Lee. They nurtured these guys, and then what ended up happening is these guys all bailed, right? Yeah. All these guys bailed and formed Image Comics, and Marvel was caught with their pants down. They deserved it. They absolutely deserved it, but I know for a fact that they said never again.
Yep.
Never again will we give these guys the gates to the keys to the kingdom, because that it gives them the power. So you saw the pendulum swing over right after the guys left Image. You saw guys like, and I'm not saying their names in bad light. I'm saying this is fact. You had guys like Busick, Mark Waid, Chuck Dixon. All these guys come in, and it became a writer's game, and it became all about the writer, and artists were very much suppressed. They didn't give anybody, with the exception of Bagley and a couple other people, nobody got a run. There was nobody doing a run of anything to get that momentum. And it just seems like where we're at today in mainstream is an evolution of that Never Again that got us here.
Which is bad. The same thing happened at McFarlane Toys. When I came in as a lead designer there, and I was seeing how everyone acted, each department was all different. And you could see certain people had grudges. And then when you find out what the story was, it's because the original guys, they called them the Four Horsemen. I mean, you've been in the toy industry, and I'm sure you've crossed paths with them as well.
Yeah.
They're great guys, but the same thing happened. They kind of branched out, and I think they went working for Mattel and all that stuff. But yeah, it's going to happen anywhere and everywhere. You know, it's just how they did it was weird, you know, especially like the Marvel side of it. But I think we're bringing back that nurturing thing because the creators here, it's almost like we're an extended studio. That's what it kind of feels like. Because everyone's
there's a lot of support for everybody else's projects, you know. Like there's so many good projects coming out, and everybody that's involved in this, you know, this group or whatever. I hate to say community, but whatever. Everybody that's involved wants to help everybody else succeed because we want good comics. I don't care who makes them. We want to read fun stories that take us out of the, you know, doldrums of reality. You know, something adventurous.
I'm happy calling it a community because it is. It really is. Between the people in the chats, the creators, everybody. I mean, we're seeing people in the chat becoming creators, and we're helping each other. Red's awesome, man. He's one of the best. That's why I did the cover for it. That's Sunsworn. But
network, absolutely.
And that's what I'm talking about. It's we promote each other like crazy as well. And like when people come over.
Look at Andrew Huerta is in the chat. He just gave us the chat.
Thank you, Mr. Huerta, for the super chat.
Yeah, and he goes, and guess what happened when writers took over? Sales went down and pretentious hipsters took over.
Yeah.
It seems like it. I mean, here's the thing, man, and I bring up this very powerful story, and it's Green Lantern, Green Arrow on a rooftop.
Yeah.
And there's racial commentary, and it was one of those stories you read and you felt poignant. It was poignant, and it was something that you thought about. Or when Stan Lee did the Harry Osborn drug story that they took the comic code off of. It was something you read, and it was something I remember. Like there's a David Michelini Hulk story. I don't know if you guys remember it. It's over here. It's got McFarlane. It's got Hulk finding this sort of Taurus beast, right? And he's like crying at the end. And I remember I'm getting goose pimples thinking about it right now. I remember bawling my eyes out reading that comic book as a kid, and it was because it was crafted. It didn't pander to me. It didn't treat me like I was an idiot that needed to be spoon-fed concepts. It literally respected me as a reader, and I got the message loud and clear. And here it is, more than 30 years later, and I'm still thinking about it, getting goosebumps. That's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it.
You tell a good story, and you make sure that people are going to feel for the characters as well. That's what really stands out. What's his name? Who was here? Gary, who was here before? He had that book, right? I remember as a kid when my brother picked that up. I used to sneak when he went out. I'd sneak over, I'd grab it, I'd flip through it, and I fell in love with the stories that were in there and the artwork. I mean, there was the Hulk Sasquatch fight. The Colossus and Juggernaut one, those stood out in my mind. Those throughout the years, I always went back and I looked at those things because it influenced me. The way that the storytelling is, the way that, you know, they got into the characters, like why Peter was doing that, you know, why Wolverine why did he put him through that? Why did he pick a fight with Juggernaut? You can see like the relationship stuff. You're looking deeper into the characters. Now they don't care about that. It's about shock value. It's something completely different, and you're not going to remember those stories, or it's just the laughable thing, right? Of what happened, like with this new mutant or whatever that crap was. Like that's just that's a flash in the pan of
like colorful paper mache.
Hey guys, I just put a link
to our characters now.
Sorry, man.
Go ahead,
I just put a link to Dragon Guard in the chat. It's a new book on Indiegogo. And it looks awesome. I actually watched the trailer earlier because I clicked onto Mike Miller's channel actually, and he was promoting it, and the trailer actually looks pretty sweet. Cool. So check out that link in the chat. It's pretty awesome. It's got some like heavy metal music to the trailer, and it's like a sword and sorcery book.
That sounds awesome.
All right, so to get back on topic, and I don't like to jump in and interrupt all you dudes.
It's okay,
so
man.
What it is we're not Rome, we're not France. We don't got the buildings and we don't got the structures. So what it is they come for our entertainment. They destroy our baseball, our football, our basketball, our comics, our movies, and
who's
this
the they?
Is what they're out to do. They are literally out to get all of our entertainment.
Who is the they?
They have hired people who plot and scheme to destroy what it is that we enjoy the most. They destroyed our baseball with Roger Clemens, Sammy Sosa, and all those dudes back then. So we got no more baseball. So all them baseball cards that I got in the other room aren't worth shit anymore. And now they're coming out and they're coming to attack all of our entertainment.
Who is the they in this
They cannot destroy our buildings because we have no buildings. They cannot destroy our faith because this is the United States. No faith? So they destroy everything they can. And they will continue to. They are plotters and they are schemers.
J Money.
Scammers.
J Money.
Schemers and scammers, bro.
Schemes and scams.
Who is the they in this situation that you're talking about?
So an example is the movie industry. The movie industry is controlled and wholly operated by European money, and Chinese money.
Right.
And so our movies, no one goes to movies. So what they do to compensate for no one going to movies anymore, they raise it. So to take 4 people, my wife, my daughter, my other daughter, and myself to go see Frozen 2,
$100.
$80 to $100.
Yeah.
To go see Frozen 2. And these guys are literally out to destroy everything that is America.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
People. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, if we're all fighting amongst ourselves, no one's paying attention to what they're doing.
Exactly.
That's why something like this virus that's being spread everywhere is what's happening, right?
Get us. That's
classic misdirection.
Get us.
Of course.
If this hand's doing something here, what's this hand doing over there?
But if we're crushed and controlled, what good are we?
Well, that's the thing, right?
The problem is the reason why they freak out so much is because they have lost control. So not only did Donald Trump nationalize the Fed is controlled by the president now.
Sure.
They are out. I mean, look what's happening. This entire globe has been put in their homes. So no false flags are happening anymore.
Yeah.
Look at this. Let me
apple
show you
seed
right here.
Nothing.
I got the apple seed.
Matsume
Dark
Shiro.
Horse. Yeah, dude. This little thing. Look at this thing. It's mini. It fits in my pocket, and it's ready to go.
You got some big ass pockets, yo.
What's the name of that
Jinko
book?
pockets. You got them Jinko pockets.
You gotta send me. Oh, that's apple seed number 4. Send me a link to that. I'm gonna buy that. That double pager blew my mind.
Dude, this stuff is incredible.
Yeah.
The motion.
Yeah. Dude. Some of the. What's crazy about the '90s comics that we know and love, it's kind of nuts. Like back in the day before Amazon, back in the day before the internet, we used to go to I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm a terrible pronouncer. Kina Books.
Oh yeah, Kinokuniya.
There you go.
In San Francisco.
And we would go we would go into the art book section, the manga section, and we would go dipping. Because that was like the secret weapon, right?
Yeah.
Like not everybody had Appleseed. And if you look at Extinction War by Jim Lee, he had Appleseed. He just had it before we all did, because he was dipping. All that headgear,
Oh yeah,
you see
the
me put
Notions hat on Extinction.
Yeah. That's all.
Totally
And then guys like me see Jim Lee and Rob do it, and then I do it, and it's like a trickle down, right? But it all goes back to Appleseed, Eat Man,
everything.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell.
I love Ghost in the Shell.
And if you want to see, like for example, if you're a Battle Chasers fan, I recommend you go and check out, like for example, a character named Garrison in Battle Chasers. There's a comic book manga called Bastard.
Yes.
And there's a character called Gara, who looks exactly like Garrison.
What it is? Yeah, if you like you said, dip and you get those influences from all different people. Like I used to pick up a lot of like heavy metal stuff. Luis Royo. I got into the European artists as well. Yeah, and Enrico Marini. He's one of my top favorite artists.
Yeah.
So like I said it to him years ago. I said, dude, it'd be killer to see you do Batman. And look at this. Eventually, he ended up doing it. He did the Dark Knight Army. That guy's work is phenomenal.
Topi's great. Breccia's great.
Oh yeah.
Look at this.
What do you got there? Oh man, man, you got one of the Couch Doodle sketchbooks. That's
nice.
Yeah. I have a bunch of those. I have a whole bunch. I have a box of the big ones and the box of the little ones. I'm gonna eventually get those out into the public.
I got some Couch Doodles in there too.
Do you really? Let's see. Oh look, man, that's dope.
Yeah,
nice.
Is that your kid?
Where? What? This?
Did you draw it? Yeah, it looks like your son.
Yeah, it's like it was actually I was watching like a Vietnam War movie or something, and I just started sketching like the dude. See this like the war helmet right there.
Very cool.
Hey, you guys think Kirby would
there's my
Comicsgate?
Grab it.
It's interesting. Somebody actually brought that up to me today on Twitter. They said something, and I'm paraphrasing, but they said, "Do you think that McFarlane or Kirby would be uptight if someone criticized their work like you're saying?" And I said, no. But if someone called Kirby a pedophile or a misogynist for the way that he drew, you damn Skippy, he'd be pissed off.
Oh yeah,
he was a fighter. All those old school creators from back in the day, they all fought in the war. They were in gangs.
That's right. That's right.
A lot of those comics, they're all punching and stuff.
Yeah.
And
see, that's the difference. That would have never happened because it was still class back then.
That's right.
Exactly.
The way that people try to attack one another now, they try to get as vulgar and vile as possible, and that's wrong. We have to bring class back to things.
Exactly.
Dude, these Appleseed Dark Horse volumes are like $84 on Amazon right now.
You see the ones with the Art Adams covers?
No.
Yeah,
Appleseed with Art Adams covers. What?
Yes,
Oh my
sir.
Oh my god!
And he hand painted them too. It's not just line art. He hand painted them, and they're gorgeous.
Holy
it's
shit.
like somewhere around 91, 92 ish. Sweet spot stuff.
I recently got the original set of Monkey Man and O'Brien.
Those are good.
Nice.
Those are good. As you can probably tell, I was influenced.
Yeah, man. I couldn't find them anywhere, and then one person had the whole set. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
Did it have all the Dark Horse Presents and all that too?
Yeah.
Excellent. That's good shit. The old Hellboy is good shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's another guy. Like I had lunch with Mignola a couple years ago because when I worked for Mattel, he and his wife live like 5 minutes from Mattel, and he shopped the same shop that I shop at, and we had lunch. And I was telling him, he's like one of the artists that when I look at their stuff, I can't figure it out. Like like I can look at other people, and I'm just like Mignola's on a different level. And he told me, he said, I just think of Frazetta and I just contrast it, and I'm like, oh shit! Like if you take a Frazetta painting and if you
pyramid
level it up, it's pretty crazy.
It's got them pyramids.
Dude, Mignola with that, what's that, the Gray Mouser or something like that?
Faubert and the Gray Mouser, man.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
He's great. He's one of those guys that I feel like obviously he's a bit more abstract now than he used to be, but guys like him, Simonson,
Simonson, bro.
Dan Panosian, guys like that are guys that are just striving to continue to push themselves. Yeah. And those are the guys I'm completely inspired by.
Me too.
Panosian's awesome now.
That series Dan did with the boxing thing in Vegas, I can't remember the name of it.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he did I mean, yeah, it was fairly recent. It was like last year. But dude, you could definitely see it. He keeps pushing it. Yeah. You know? So like, I don't care for his political stuff, but I mean the work that he's doing. Like we need more stuff like that out there. You know, people actually care about what they're talking about.
Yeah, don't you hate that when the politics get all fucked up with the art, you know, and you're just like, oh,
yeah,
like, you love the art,
as
you know.
A fan, you try to separate the two.
I don't even care about their politics, man. I never care. I just don't care. Yeah. I just see the good art. I don't care if they're on liberal, conservative. I don't care.
Right. Just tell a good story and be good to people. What's so hard about that?
Yeah.
Be like Amen to that.
Be like Jesus.
That's my sign off on my that's my sign off all the time on my YouTube. You know, kick ass while you create, but be kind to one another.
Yeah,
exactly. Respect each other.
It's called option C. You know? It's not A or B. It's C.
Yeah.
You know.
Amen.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. There is not just red and blue. There's not just heads and tails. There's many, 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 many things in between.
Absolutely.
And it's very simple to understand.
Yeah. Rule number one: don't be an asshole.
Yeah, and artists.
That's a good rule to start with.
Artists are crazy, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the other thing that in the interviews that I did, I asked a lot of these guys what inspired them to do what they do, and a lot of them were artists and things. And I can only speak for myself. I know that, you know, I always talk about I grew up on a chicken farm, was bullied. You know, I was the skinny kid that was poor, and we didn't have a lot of money, so it was a lot of hand-me-downs. And I grew faster than my brother, so I had floods and, you know, all that, like just the stupid shit that you make fun of. My dad used to cut our hair down to matchstick military length. People call us Q-tips, just all that stuff. And what ended up happening was I ended up becoming very introverted and, you know, going inside myself and being in the worlds that I would create in my head. And eventually I was like, yo, I want to make these come out of my head, and, you know, and created the drawing. And so you think about, like, some of us normalize, right? Like we go, okay, well, I could have like turned into a full-on recluse. Like it would have been very easy because, you know, 1987, give me my Nintendo, give me my Todd McFarlane books, give me my John Byrne books, you know, my Prince CD or cassette tape, and leave me alone. Like that would be it. And then but the modern version of that with the internet is, I would imagine, that kind of pent up energy.
Yeah.
And because there's platforms for it where you can kind of wear a mask of anonymity. It's very easy. Yeah. Like you could walk up to Mike Tyson digitally and go, "Oh yeah, fuck your mother." Yeah. Bitch ass. Exactly. Because he's not going to knock you out.
Right.
Like there's an empowerment that I'm sure comes from that, you know? So that's the kind of understanding I want to try to have. But like the other thing, like I don't know if you guys are hip hop fans, but there's this interview with Drake, like way back, where he's talking about people wanting to beef with him. And he literally says to them, I ain't the guy.
Right.
Like, I ain't the guy. Don't do it. Like, I ain't the guy. Yeah. And that's what I want to say to people that come at me is like, I ain't the guy. Like, you're not going to piss me off. You're not going to catch me name calling. Somebody posted a picture of me, called me Rob Liefeld's Gimp and Ethan's Gimp.
I saw that.
Mask on.
You draw nothing.
I was howling. I was howling. I thought it was so funny. Yeah. You know? I mean, now I want that mask. Like, you know, like, so
listen, as one of the number one Dan Frega connoisseurs in the world. I can tell you. You don't draw anything like either of those guys.
No, you don't draw nothing like either of them. All you guys got your own style.
But that's the thing, though. It's like it feels to me like this search for my buttons.
Oh
like, let me try the Liefeld. Let me try the Liefeld angle. Let me try this angle.
Too bad everybody tried that like 25 years ago, right?
Exactly. It's like calling me poopy pants. Like, you know, like maybe when I was 5, that would have made me mad. Like you know, Harrison gets mad at his sister when he she calls him dummy. She called me dummy, and he gets so. I'm like, dude, just who cares? Who cares if you were called dummy? You know?
Are they gonna be drawing those big badass gorillas right now? Or are they going to be drawing, you know, Black Flag? Are they drawing Evil Ernie right now? Like sick ass pictures? No, a lot of those people are just there to, you know, take.
So
take
I'm gonna need Dan Frega to draw Lady Death. I don't mean to interrupt, but
I have drawn Lady
Frega, I need you to do what you do and give us a Lady Death.
I drew a Lady Death. I drew a Lady Death cover and a Purgatory cover way back in the day.
Oh man,
you know,
tell me that.
and until if Mr. Polito, and I call him that because I respect the man.
Yeah,
he's the man you respect. If Mr. Polito says to me, "Hey man, I want you to draw Lady Death," I'll be like, "Okay."
Hey, we got a hound. All right, from now on, everyone in the chat right now, we got 74 people watching. And we got us in here right now. We all got to message Polito after this. You know that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
dude, he's got the model, bro. He's got the model. That dude's got it together, bro. He's got it.
He's the OG of this crowdfunding shit.
That's
what he brought Lady Death back, and it was boom.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look, we got a Chris Delia fan in the house. You know, the way I discovered Chris Delia was his Eminem impersonation.
Oh, Chris Delia.
Yeah, that's how you say it. Okay, I thought.
Yeah.
I got a full of toys.
No idea.
With napkins. Give me your napkins, Bapkins. Give me some toys.
Hey, speaking of Eminem, are you gonna do the Godzilla challenge, Dan?
What is the Godzilla? Oh no, I can't rap that fast. I could do Disney rap fast, bibbity bobbity, nobody stopping me properly, comedy, nobody doing it, flipping it, flopping it like that. But I can't like those guys, man. Like I saw one kid do it. I'm like, nope.
Hey, one specific memory that I have of you is from the 1997 WonderCon, which is the year after I met you the first time. And you were in Artist Alley that year. And we came. I brought my friend Keenan with me, and he was showing you some of his art, which was like
Keenan,
you know him,
master, man. That guy's great.
Milk.
Yep. And he was showing you some art that year, but you were rapping behind your table to some Scooby Doo. You were saying something about Scooby Dooby Doo, something like that, and it's like stuck in my head, like the significant memory of you rapping Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
That's funny stuff. Man, I love hip hop. In fact, I mentioned it in today's earlier stream. What we're going to be doing on the new and improved Couch Doodle show is we're going to be doing something that I call the variety hour, and not in a like a and I'm going to do comedy and all that. But what's going to happen is we're going to do an opener. We're going to do sort of a current events. We're going to do some drawing. We're going to do some interviews. But every show is going to close with a freestyle. And the way we're going to come up with the words for the freestyle is if anybody puts a super chat up with words, even hard words, like, you know, hard words, at the end of every show. At the end of every show, we're going to close the show with a freestyle. So that is something to either tune out of or to look forward to.
Entertainment right there.
Entertainment.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I couldn't
fraud, baby.
Wax the cutting act.
Yeah.
Oh, look, you have a cut, man. I don't even have a copy, man. I wish I had a copy. That was.
I can send you one of these. I got a couple.
I drew that on the dining room table of my parents' house when I went to visit them. I would go up and visit a couple times a year, and I remember drawing that on my parents' dining room table. And Ethan, look at that. And Ethan inked that. That's like a Frega Ethan combo. You got me on pencils. And if you look up in the corner, like Luke is displaying, it's got the Black Flag symbol there. So Black Flag and Cyberfrog go back like since Days of Underoos.
Nice.
Peanut butter and jelly.
DJ Raven says, "Mike's down. Mike's down, yo." Like,
hey, Dan, are you gonna do a pre-launch sign up for?
Yeah. Thank you for asking. Zaid asked as well, and I've been hearing about it. And there's different avenues, and from what I understand, we can do it from Indiegogo and port it over into MailChimp.
Yeah.
But I also want to find out other solutions, because one of the things I heard about MailChimp is that at a certain threshold, it's great, and then as soon as you go over a number, the price just blows up, because it's like, you remember scanners, right? Where you can scan your artwork. It's like an 8.5 by 11 you can get for like $79.
Yeah.
The second you go big, they're like, that's $1,000. And you go, they go, well, if you're doing the kind of work where you need this, we can charge you this. And that's what I feel like MailChimp is doing. But to answer your question, yes. And I'm gonna stock it with incentives like the Fragaboom MP3s. And here's the other thing that I want to do as giveaways is anybody that's a fan of the old stuff. I have Xerox copies, first generation Xerox copies of all of the pencils to Bloodstrike, all of the pencils to Kid Supreme, a lot of the pencils to Berserkers. I know that's your favorite. I know. Pencils to those books, to the ones Luke's holding up. So not only am I going to entice you with things to look forward to with Black Flag, but also I'm going to give you guys thank you prizes like
just a heads up. John Malin, #1 rap fan, is in the chat right now.
John Malin, he's the best around.
He's the best around. No one's ever going to get him down.
No, hey, are you able to give Malin a wrench? I'd love to give him one. Let me. Yeah, I'm not sure. Can other mods give other mods wrenches, or do I have to do it?
I think you have to do that.
Okay, I'm creating a new tab right now. So if I look like I'm looking distantly into the future,
dreamily off into space.
Yeah, if I'm looking. Okay, here we are.
Malin's the #1 rap fan.
Okay, hold on. Is he really a rap fan? No, or are you guys just saying that facetiously?
#1.
Malin don't know a single rap song. Especially if he's from Michigan.
There we go. Malin,
come from Michigan.
Malin, you have a wrench, my friend.
There you go, buddy. If you want to come in, you could. Like I said, I think I got to hit the hay anyway. I'm kind of getting sleepy myself. But yeah, we're going to talk later this week anyway.
Yeah, so, it's going to be awesome, man.
We'll have a good time. Thanks again, guys. It was awesome.
Hey, on your channel, Vinny?
Later on,
Vinny.
Later.
Yo, Vinny, man.
Later.
Take it easy, dude. All right, if Malin, if you want to come in here, man, or if you're just observing, we can get down with that. But if you want to come in, there is the link in the stream. Congratulations on your Fragaboom wrench. We're working on engines up in this.
So I also got this week.
Witchblade.
Heck yeah! I did some pages in Witchblade. I don't know if you know that.
No.
Yeah.
Were they uncredited pages?
No, they're credited. They're like roughly around issue 23, 24-ish.
Man, I'm going to have to create a whole inventory, actually. I got to create a list of everything you've done, covers, inks, like cameos, everything, because that comic database went down, and that was my reference that I used for everything.
Yeah, what happened to comic book database? What happened?
They're coming back. They shut down so they could like rework their whole website, and they're going to come back like bigger and better.
I used it to find what I've worked on. I'm did I? Oh, fuck, let me look it up. Oh, I guess I did.
I heard that they got bought by somebody else and that the redesign hasn't been that good so far. I haven't checked it out in a while, though.
I have everything. I mean, I've got everything. I can go through my collection and just
Jabba the Cook.
Jabba
the Cook. Got to do it that way. You got to go.
I got nothing but Fragabooks all over this place.
That's some good shit, man. Solid. Solid. So is the Jabba the Cuck like one of those guys? If you say his name 3 times, he just shows up?
Like Beetlejuice?
Like Beetlejuice, like Candyman, like Hail Mary. You go into the bathroom and, knock on the mirror 3 times.
Candyman, dude, the remake. That fool's coming back. Tony Todd.
I gotta check that out. I heard that's pretty hardcore.
I'll check it out.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Dude, have you seen the art thread in your Facebook group, Dan? There's a competition going on right now.
I've seen a couple gorillas, man. They're looking sick.
Dude, there's some people putting up some gorillas that are awesome. This dude, Michael Acker, I think he might be in the chat right now.
I know Michael.
He's
Sam, Doug.
Yeah, hand us in. He's a local in Fullerton.
He's in the chat.
He put his up today, and I was like, whoa,
it's excellent, right?
Dude,
he even put the punk. He put the punk on the glove and everything.
Yeah,
my man, or the punk. The punk, as Carl would say. Yeah, man. Excellent. So Malin's going to come in. He said, give him a minute, save him a spot. So we're saving. Lazarus says we have 96 people. We are running
97.
up. 97. We're running up on hitting our 100. That would be crazy if it'd be crazy. I won't beg for a wrench when Jabba is here, lest he destroy me and I become butt hurt. Oh, Sheila Allen. We don't want that. We're at 98. Man, that's bananas. Bananas. Banana guts, as Gorilla would say. Have you guys ever seen my daily sketchbook from 2014?
Dude. I saw that video, man. Fucking sick, bro.
It was a lot of fun.
Wow, man.
Kevin in the something is in the wait. Kevin in the something. I don't know you. There we go. Kevin in the snowy north. Hello, Kevin in the snowy north. How are you, sir?
Hey, this is Kevin Ryan, Mr. Fraga.
Hey, sir. It's good to have you on here. I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Ryan in that was Nashua, New Hampshire, right? Is that the Yep, at Comic Book Bash back in October, and you and I had wonderful conversations. I have not ever met an individual that was so well-rounded and educated as you, sir. Welcome to the spot, man.
Wow, thank you. I've been watching since the beginning, and you asked a question in the chat, asking about who are they? And,
yes, sir.
And what are they doing?
Yes.
And I have to say, I look at everything through kind of a political lens.
Okay.
So it's not so specific to comics, but I think societally, we're suffering from a kind of a poison. The people, the gentleman who's in the upper right-hand corner who has the goats and chickens.
Jay, kind of a poison. Are you talking about Centauri whiskey?
No, I'm basically saying that. What was that, please?
Oh, Mike, talking about whiskey. I don't need to drink whiskey. Anyway, continue, please.
Okay, yep. So these folks, they're better educated than you. They're smarter than you, and they know how to run things. Just ask them; they'll tell you. Right. And they put out information into the public to convince the public society of things like the male gaze. We can't draw sexy women in comics because, God help us, they will appeal to the male gaze. And anyone who would draw them like that, well, those are bad people. And then the people that are reading what they write and what they put out in the general public, they start to believe it. And
what is the male gaze? Can you
Yeah. I mean, I'm just using that as an example. I'm just using that as an example.
What is the male gaze?
The male gaze is that the fact that you might actually like women in a sexual way. You might be attracted to them.
Oh, you mean the way I was wired since birth? You mean that?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
And so these people in power, the power brokers, they want to be able to control everybody. So they say, oh, well, you're not comfortable. Your social life is not what it should be. Well, that's because of the male gaze. It's toxic. And so these comic book artists that are drawing sexy women with large boobs and curves and things, they're the problem. They're the Nazis. They're going to hurt you.
But this is going back to the 1954 Seduction of the Innocents, that these horror comics were causing delinquencies. That's not how it works.
Well, I know in their minds, it's how it works. And it's a very effective tool to be able to convince people, don't listen to them, listen to me. Who are you going to believe, me or your own lying eyes, as Groucho Marx used to say. And so that's who they are.
Yeah. Huerta says it right there. Here's the reason. Good times. Man.
I could see that. You get sloppy and rest on laurels. Hey, we've got John Malin in the wait. Mr. Kevin, is it okay if we continue this on another stream?
Sure. I hope I'm not getting too heavy for you.
It's not too heavy. It's not too heavy. John Malin asked that I keep his seat warm, and I said I would. So I'm going to do that. But, sir, I enjoy your conversations because you, like I said, you are very enlightened, and you had plenty of things to illuminate for me, which really opened my perspective. And I just want to tell you how grateful I am for that. You're welcome back anytime. When we start the new Couch Doodle show, we're going to actually have 7 seats instead of 6, which I'm excited about with Wirecast. So everybody, thank Mr. Ryan, sir. Thank you for coming in.
Kevin, later, bro.
Have a good one,
thanks,
sir.
guys.
Good talking to you, Kevin.
Man. Mr. Malin, welcome to the stream, sir. How are you?
I'm great. How are you
Praise
guys doing
Mullen.
today?
Praise Mullen.
Hello, Coach.
No one's ever going to put you down.
One man.
What?
How's it going, everyone?
You guys need to see the video. It's one of my favorite videos since back in the day, and it's got
Mike Green's video.
Yeah, because you have Kevin Smith, Adam Hughes, Terry Moore, My Ugly Mug, all talking about how hard it is to break into comics. I think I talk about having tough skin, and now more than ever, you need tough skin.
What happened was I went around and I interviewed all these people because I was in film school at the time, and I was going to make a documentary about breaking into the comics business. And so I have all these like raw interviews, like hour-long interviews, 2-hour-long interviews with people. And all I did was, when I wanted to make that Malin video, because it was his first like Marvel comic, I just took little clips from each one of those interviews and threw it into that video and just threw something up because I wanted to help promote his debut,
That's awesome.
But I have all those interviews, so I've just never released them.
Yeah, and after that video came out, my haters came out and they accused me of making it.
I'm sorry, man.
They're like, "You're a fucking asshole, dude. You think you're big shit, don't you?" I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Because you're clearly the narcissist everybody thinks you are. You know?
Yeah. No, now I would make that.
Yeah. I got a reason to.
Look at this. Look at this.
Let me light it up.
Look at this. We've got Nitrogen right here from Arcade.
Yeah, that's
Comics.
my actually that's my second work with Rob.
This is the second.
That's a great profit, man. That is a really great profit.
Thank you. Yeah. I was going full Rob. And the funny thing about this, but I was just talking about this like a week ago, was
the page.
You know, because it's Rob, when even though this is issue number 2, if you go to the front, Mike, it says issue number 1.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it came out, I don't know, maybe a year after the first one. Rob's like, "Hey, we'll make it a number 1 again, even though it's number 2."
John,
it is. It's the number 1, number 2.
It's the number 1, number 2. John, the first time I met you
punch.
was at San Diego Comic-Con, and the first thing you started talking about was how horrible the X-Men movies were, how much you hated them.
Yeah, I think pretty much all the movies are horrible. I can't, like, people give a lot of credit to even like Iron Man. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, that movie lost me as soon as they were in the cave and building the armor right in front of the terrorists. I'm like, just write that the guy had dug himself a secondary cave and he covered it up, and then inside that is where they built everything. Hey, that's all you got to do.
I'm going to give you a piece of trivia. You know the shot where Iron Man blows up the thing and starts walking and the thing blows up in the background?
Sure.
Do you know who designed that sequence?
Who?
Stephen Platt.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, nice.
He was a lead storyboard artist on the action sequences of Iron Man.
Nice.
I don't mean to interrupt, but John, turn your damn camera on.
Oh, okay.
But they want to see the sexy guy. No, too sexy.
Where's the beanie? Is he wearing a beanie?
Sure.
I need them eyebrows, bro.
Sure.
I need
I like that.
Yeah,
Sure, of
look,
course.
guys. Otherwise, you have to see my hair. You know, no one wants to see that.
He doesn't want to make us jealous.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Rooster Puncher, for moderating.
I'm about to shave it all off.
comments.
Maybe everybody will feel more comfortable.
It's a lot, dude. It's a lot easier. It's a
care.
whole lot easier. You know, you just wake up and go.
Hey, we got 104 viewers right now. 104.
Holy smokes! You know?
4.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to take a second. I'm going to full screen my big old head. Everybody in the chat, all you audience members, thank you so much for joining us today. This is a first. Over 100 people watching. That means the channel is growing. When we started, we were running at around 11, averaging around 24, 25. The fact that we've crossed over into triple digits is amazing, and we owe it all to you. So thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Be sure to subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and smash like, guys.
That's right. Let's get us moving and grooving. Also want to talk. I gotta sell you guys on this. I've got a cover coming out that we are going to do on Indiegogo on Tuesday at 1:00. Some of you guys were able to watch the stream and watch it go down. There are two versions of it. We have the Evil Ernie version, and we have the Red Sonja version. This right here would be the Red Sonja version with Black Flag. First time. Let me make it big.
Bootylicious.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. Adjusting. So here we are with Red Sonja and Black Flag. First appearance of Black Flag in 25 years. And then let me activate this layer. Evil Ernie's a little harder to see against this, but in color it's going to pop because Matt Yaki is a G. But earlier today we watched Ernie get drawn and put into the book. So we're going to be doing an Indiegogo campaign for that leading up to Pineapple Perception, which launches April 25th. John, tell us about what you got going on. I know you're going to be doing Graveyard Shift 3 in June. Nice. What else you got happening?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the big one, Graveyard Shift 3, but also Ethan, myself, Richard, we're doing a crossover book for Graveyard Shift, Jawbreakers, Cyberfrog. Awesome. So that'll be a campaign. It'll probably be a smaller campaign. I believe I'm going to host it.
Smaller? That sounds massive, bro. That's
a
big old event.
Black Flag.
Yeah. So we're all doing 7 to 8 pages of it, and it'll all be in one book. So it'll be it'll be pretty fun. So I already started layouts for it.
That's awesome. Now, what do you do? What's your process for doing layouts? What do you do?
I turn on my tablet.
Like for example, I'll show you when I did He-Man a few months ago. What I would do, and this is something I did even back in my days on Wolverine, and I thought I was a weirdo until I talked to my buddy Ed Piscor, and he does the same thing. But I'll literally let me make it big again. I will lay out the entire book.
Oh wow!
In one go, right? I have these pages where I do that, and you could see like page 1 up in the corner here, but then I put 2, 3, 4, 5 together so I can see how graphically they go together, and also I'll be able to reference, like page whatever. I'm doing this reverse, but this page maybe it's a callback to this page, so I'll be able to know what elements, and I'll do tie-ins. So I'm trying to think of the issue as a whole. So that's my answer. I'm wondering how what you do. Do you go like, for example, I talked to Mark Bagley, asked him about his process, and he says he literally gets up and draws the page in front of him. He's not thinking about tomorrow's page or yesterday's page. He literally each day trudges forward one page at a time. What is yours?
So, well, the program I work in is Manga Studio. So as it opens up, 20 some odd files, or Clip Paint Studio, I think is what it's called now. But anyways, it opens up 20 files. So I draw in one file, but it gives you all the thumbnails. So you can see it in that view where everything is page per page.
Yeah.
it hasn't been a big concern for me in the past in terms of the left to the right. But that is the thing that I've really been trying to put a lot of focus on. I did it a little bit with Graveyard Shift Volume 2, but I am trying to work out to where everything is very symmetrical or balanced with the other one because I like it. But it doesn't lay it out like that. I could do it to where I do everything in one deal, but then I would be cutting, copy, pasting back into the appropriate files. Whereas it's just easier for me to open up that page.
I do exactly what you just said. I have to cut and paste and work that way.
Yeah, it's just an extra step for me. But like I had just written this script for a friend of ours. You're aware of this project.
Yes.
When I did it the first time around, I did the entire thing. I'm laying it out in my head, and I was going for like a 9-panel grid for the entire thing. And I was going to be smarter than Alan Moore. I was going to work with patterns and systems, and I was going to be like, each page was designed to reflect another page. Sure. And then I realized if I got handed this script and I'm not overly familiar with my artist, like what he wants to draw, but I got an idea what he'd like to draw. I said, if I got this script, I would be fucking ripping my hair out, at least for the first one. So what I did was I went back to formula. There are a couple pages that are 9 and they're symmetrical, or like the left-hand page. It'll be a 9-panel grid, but panels 1 and 2 will be combined. The opposite page will be also 9-panel grid, but panels 8 and 9 would be combined. Yeah. So it's like, dude, like that. Everything trying to work. I mean, I had everything being in the original draft. Everything was being mirrored. I was thinking about how, in my head, how this panel over here would reflect with this panel over here. And I was like, I'm going to be better than Alan Moore. And I figured my artist would probably just want to kill me at the end. But now, you will see. There's a lot of mirroring still in the panel design. What the artist does on the interiors, I really loosened it up because I didn't want them to kill me. So. Yeah,
I had a conversation with our friend, and he had asked me questions about layouts, right? And he had some fight sequence that he was working on, and I said, okay, what do you have next? And he said, I've got this thing where the hero gets the villain knocks our guy back into a tree, and I said, okay, well, what happens before? And I got to take a look at the pages happening before, and I said, what do your instincts say? What's the anchor shot? I call any big shot the anchor shot. What's the anchor shot? And he said, where he hits the guy. And I said, no. Like individually on a page, the answer would be yes, but you have to consider when you're doing storytelling, you have to consider the like music, right? If you have something that goes don 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 don, it becomes repetitive and hypnotic. I talk about this in art, like when I stagger pouches, I don't just go pouch pouch pouch. I go pouch, big, small, like this, just to change things up. So I said when you're in a fight sequence, make the person sliding back, hitting the tree or the wall, the big shot. If you just spent 2 pages of making the hits the big shot, because otherwise you get sort of like numb to that. Like now that punch is just another punch,
Right. Good point.
So, yeah. We've got Phil in the house. We got Spencer in the house. We got guys in the waiting room. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. I'm gonna pull myself out for one guy. I'm gonna grab Phil real quick, and then I will come back. This is one thing. That Zoom program that all the kids are doing now for their classrooms, and they got like 100 freaking people in that. How do we integrate that? How do we and obviously it would turn into madness. That's one thing.
You don't want that many people. You don't want that.
We used to have Google Hangouts as like the norm, and that allowed for 10 people, I believe. And that was really about the most that you would probably want on a stream at any time was 10. 6 is you almost want to get 7, 8. but 10 is about the most that you'd want to have, I think.
Right. Yeah, that's true. All right, I'm gonna kick myself just for a second. I gotta take a bio break and enjoy some Cannaby as I slide that one in. Here we go.
Dude, you guys want to talk about this book right here?
Hey, Phil.
What up, Phil?
Hey,
But,
Phil,
yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt per usual, but I need you to buy all the OG Lady Death. I need you to buy all the OG Evil Ernie. And that's about all I got to say.
You already
about
have
that.
all the OG Evil
Yeah.
Ernie and Lady Death.
Hey,
Well,
let's
the good
put
because earlier
Magic
you were
Cop.
talking about not knowing anything about it.
Let's put Magic Cop back up in the link here. Let's
Thanks,
find
brother.
it.
I wanted to
There
come
you go.
on and congratulate everybody on here for the over 100 viewers that we have right now. 107.
Yeah.
Love the hat, Phil.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, I saw your hat and I'm like, I got to come on here and top Malin.
Yeah, I feel like
Is it a
I've
fuzzy
been
hat? It is a
de-hatted.
fuzzy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my brother made me this hat.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't have anything nearly that spectacular.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
well.
pimp hat right there.
I guess I'll have to take the L today. Yeah.
So the storytelling that Fraga was just talking about, like the cadence of a story, do you think that's why we all enjoy the stuff that we're creating now? Because we look for that kind of cadence in books. We look for that kind of storytelling.
Think, I think there's, the stuff that you don't notice, but it's planned so well that when you close the book, you may not fully understand what it was that made this book better than any other book that you had been checking out. But it is just like Dan was saying, it's hitting the beats at the right time. It's even like what I was saying, like it's panel control. It's when you have that big moment, like what I had just written for my artist, like right before my final page. I have it. I've left it open for him to kind of do the fight scene, like however he wants. Like I'm like as many panels, do whatever, make this stuff shine. But then in the last 3 pages, I move it back into grid. I put it to where I'm trying to condense it all again. So we're going back to like 6 panels, then it goes to 9 panels again. And the reason is for that visual to where it's getting more controlled, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You get this really tight, and then you get to the last page and it opens up to one more big splash.
Oh, right.
So that's trying to control and to make it to when you close it. Maybe you didn't realize that it was because of, or assisted by this panel design. But once you start building up these little things, and then you can open it up nice and big again. Like even page 1 is a 9-panel grid. Yeah, panel 1 is a 9-panel grid, or page 1 is a 9-panel grid, and then page 2 and 3 is a double page spread turned sideways.
That's
so
awesome.
But without if it was like splash page into double page splash, you see how that kind of loses,
it doesn't have any punch. Yeah, it doesn't have any punch. You got to have contrast so you can see the picture.
John, let me ask you, who were your biggest influences other than like, Liefeld and the extreme guys and stuff like that? Who were your biggest influences coming into the comic biz? Like it
was always the Image guys. I always put Todd as my number 1. Rob and Jim are always been tied for my number 2. So those were the guys. I mean, I've taken up other influences through the years. People like Sheree. He's still an Image guy. McNiven, Lionel Yu. These guys are all really fantastic.
That's actually what I was gonna say. Is that your style? I see Sheree in you. Even from an early age, when you'd be posting back on the old boards back in the day, I would see that sharpness and that rendering that was like in that Sheree fashion. Obviously, you've taken on all your own characteristics now, but I always thought that was your primary influence.
Yeah, no, Sheree I think is kind of like the pinnacle of art. I don't know what he's doing nowadays.
I have no idea.
But some of that later
paintings in Europe.
Yeah, some of the later Wildcats and even that humanoid stuff that he did was, really mind-blowing stuff. It's fantastic. But like you can even look at Sheree, right? So here's a good example. So you may not realize what's happening or why you find this more attractive. think about when he like draws like hoses, right? Why does Travis Charest's hoses look better than anybody else's hoses? What's going on in there?
Hoses, man.
And I tell you, and it's the subtlety. It's the subtlety.
Yeah.
But this is what it is. It just like you're drawing a building, you know, it's spacing. It's every line is proper. It's in its place. It's organized. It's not just like he went in there and he made sure this thing, you know, it functions like a real tube, like and every line, because they're all so evenly spaced, it's a pattern, and your eyes attracted to patterns. I mean, that's why Travis Charest.
Who's the dude that used to draw New Men and then he drew Supreme?
Petty, maybe? I don't know.
No.
Was it Knock? Was it Todd Knock that drew New Men?
No, after Knock. After Knock.
Matsuda.
Huh?
Was it Matsuda?
No, Matsuda was before Knock. It was the guy that was after Knock. He's very
Chris Sprouse.
Yeah. He's so organized. Everything's perfectly spaced like that. It's like very well designed, you know, stuff. Yes, Sprouse. Yeah. There you go. Couch Doodles.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of artists kind of lean towards getting like that perfection, and then later on they go back to looser stuff. And I don't know if that's the best way to do it. I think about it like musically too. A lot of musicians like Billy Corgan, you know, Smashing Pumpkins, he used to be like, I used to care a lot about what I do, but now he feels like he's got it figured out, so he's loosened up, and now he's just kind of you know, now I just know this is going to work or whatever, but it doesn't really work. You know, Smashing Pumpkins hasn't really had a breakthrough hit in, you know, 20 years. I don't know.
Well, he's running a wrestling organization now. He runs
I heard he did that for a while,
And he's
that's just it, though, man. It's like there's a spot, and it's Travis Charest for me, you know, where you can go in there and you can do every little thing. You know, but you have to do your best to maintain. If not, then you really risk. Now you can be maybe Frank Miller, where you know you end up doing some Sin City level. You know, I was about to say shit, but I'm like, someone's going to take that wrong. No, I love Frank Miller, but look, I feel like Jim Lee perfected it. Yeah, with what was it? Death Blow.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, he took it.
To me, that's like
I could do that.
Yeah, that's like high energy, fucking highly executed Frank Miller. So I mean, like, to me, like when I saw Tim Sale come on, I was like, ugh. I've never liked Tim Sale, and it may be because he followed up Jim Lee from doing God level fucking Miller.
Yeah, I always liked Tim Sale. I thought he was cool. There were certain artists back in the 90s that I just didn't understand, though. Like, I didn't understand Mike Mignola back then. I didn't understand, you know, there were certain guys that now I look at and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah. But back then I just couldn't. I looked at it, and as a kid, I was like, I don't get this picture. Like, I don't understand what it is. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. You know, like it didn't register as like a good picture. You know, it's weird. But then later on in life, you're like, oh my gosh, look at the skill this guy is exhibiting.
Yeah, you learn to appreciate things as you get older. Your perspective changes.
You know, I appreciate Mignola. I do. You know, and I do understand what you're saying, that, you know, these people. Here's what it is, though. Mike Mignola is a fucking bore. All right, he can draw really great shadows. He can have really good structure under there somewhere, but he's fucking boring as fuck, man. And kids don't gravitate to boredom. They want, especially in the 90s, we wanted in your face, Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, a lot of rendering, a lot of hatching, in your face, bombastic stuff. And look, I mean, Mignola followed up Rob again. You know, maybe that's the curse of following some of my favorite artists. But, you know, when Mignola went down there, I was like, wait, what? It's like, what the fuck? I actually have the comic laying around here somewhere because I keep throwing it up on streams.
I think my introduction to Mignola was the Jungle Adventure that he did.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that Wolverine book where he throws down with Apocalypse in the jungle? Everybody gonna leave me hanging here? Nobody remembers that book? Damn.
Frega says Export 8, and Rob did the layout.
Yeah, Rob did the layouts for this. Yeah, But that's just it, man. It's like he is great at shadow. And you guys look at all the Hellboy stuff. It's not the stuff that I'm digging. I don't read
Hellboy,
but I find it rare that kids, youthful people would ever be attracted to Mike Mignola. Now, I'm not saying that's 100% true because, dude, I love Mike Mignola. Like, he inspired me to be an artist, and all. There's always going to be an exception to that. But there's 100 or 1,000 more people that were ready to be Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld for a reason, more so than Mike Mignola. Great shadows, nice influence. Even Charest was influenced. You could see that when he was doing the Wildcat stuff. He took on this Mignola-esque style for a moment before he kept ascending. So, he's influential for sure, but he's boring as fuck.
I fell into a Bob Layton hole the other day. I started going down readcomicsonline.to and looking at some Bob Layton Iron Man, and I was like, oh my god, dude, if this stuff was on the stands now, these covers, those Bob Layton covers would blow most everything on the stands away that's on there now. And that's not even 90s. That's like, 80s, late 70s. It's like, but the composition of those covers is masterful. Like, just like the bold block letter. Man. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you look at it and you're like, dude, those are covers. That's how a comic cover should look. A Bob Layton cover. Iron Man. That stuff is crazy.
You guys he resuscitated Iron Man back in the day. What?
You guys read Mad Magazine? Back in the day?
Magazine?
Not years.
I mean, I had a friend of mine give me some in like middle school, and that was about it. Why?
Just seeing if anybody read Mad back in the day. I liked a lot of the caricature art. I think it was Mort Drucker.
Didn't Sergio Aragonés also do some stuff for
Mad
Magazine?
Yeah, he was in there too.
The big Spy fan.
Yeah.
Hey, Mel, you from Canada?
No, I'm from LA.
Oh, sound like Canadian.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, my dad's from Michigan and my mom's from Arkansas, so I don't know.
Michigan, all right.
I'm in the middle,
Sound like John Malin.
I'm from Michigan, yeah.
Yeah, my dad's from Dearborn. My mom's family's from Little Rock. So,
John, how do you like being on the other side of the page now, penning some stuff?
Oh, writing wise?
Yeah.
Look, if I could do it, I would probably transition to full-time writer editor.
Really?
Because I have a lot of input that goes into everything, and drawing takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
But right now is probably not the right time to do that.
Don't
but yeah,
do it,
I am excited.
Don't do it.
Do it.
I feel like the writing bar has been set so low that there's no reason I should not be writing.
Yeah,
oh man, drawing is writing, man. Drawing is writing.
No, I'm going to do them both. I'm going to do them both with my Project Thundar. So that's where I'm going to launch things out. Hopefully later this year. We're going to see, man. This virus thing is, really got me questioning what I'm going to be able to successfully, accomplish this year.
Did you just say Thundar the Barbarian?
It's Project Thundar. It's called that because the bare bones of the idea is Thundar, where except it'll be a different planet ultimately, and on this planet, it's the idea of Thundar where you can have black magic, black science. You can have wizards, warlocks, ogres. And a cowboy could show up and not be completely out of place.
Yeah.
So
that's
so
awesome.
that's I call it Project Thundar is just like a placeholder, but it started there. It started with the idea that it would be like a Thundar, because I wanted to be able to do a Thundar the Barbarian kind of themed comic. But it's really going to be at this point. I was talking about just the other night. It's going to be like 3 different genres. It's probably going to be a Western. It's back in the past. It's going to be modern day, maybe a little bit future, but modern day, straight up superheroes. And then we'll have in the future, it'll be back to kind of sci-fi Western stuff and barbarian.
So. Hell yeah.
Hey, Huerta says in the chat, the real title is the Taco Supreme Saga. Is that true?
It'd probably do well if I called it that, but no, that's not it. Yeah, no, it's the full name's not even been settled on. So I got lists of things that I want to call it, but like the development time is what I was going to be doing now, but now I'm working for that 7-8 page deal with the crossover book, and I'm waiting for my printers to straighten out. So I have half a Graveyard Shift on a boat coming back now. I have the main book, the Huerta cover, the Virgin cover. Those are in Canada, and Canada's shut down for 3 weeks. So it's right now. I'm just trying to make sure what all my ships, are in a row now, and taking care of these things now. But then as soon as this all settles, I will be focused on Project Thundard. So a lot to develop on it still.
It's exciting, man.
Oh yeah, man. That sounds awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
It's gonna be a good year.
Oh yeah.
Man,
All right.
I loved all the panels.
Welcome back, Dan.
Thank you. What is a super sticker? What does that mean?
I think they're images. People just throw money, and then they can post an image.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
On YouTube, you could see like a little cat waving.
I want to say thank you to Death Metal Hero for being on the show. He is one of our OG dude members from the Boombox. Big love. Thanks for letting me back in, and really appreciate all of the input and fun stories we had. We're going to cut this stream at 2:30, so we got another 14 minutes left. If I'm not going to freestyle tonight, don't worry.
What?
We're saving it. We're saving it, man.
Freestyle going on. Come on.
Yeah, we'll freestyle in a bit. I want to go around the group, and since we're all comic book people, let's talk about our favorite comic of all time and why. We don't even have to get deep into it. I'll start by saying Dark Knight is my favorite comic of all time. Dark Knight Returns, and it's simply because of the cover of #2. That thing hit me like a ton of bricks when I was 12 years old. I'd never seen a character that I was so familiar with, Batman, look so grizzled and badass. It broke my brain. There was nothing like it before. I only knew Pajama Batman. I call him Pajama Batman because he was on my pajamas and on my lunchbox and, the Hall of Heroes or whatever it was called. No, Hall of Heroes is where Cyberfrog came from. I'm talking about the Justice League hero. But you got Batman sitting there, knuckles bleeding, face bleeding, ripped, pouches, all that shit. Blew my mind.
Hall of Justice.
Hall of Justice. Thank you, go. There we go, man. That's Hall of Heroes. I'm like 2:30 in the morning. I'm gonna grab the baby at 5:30, so I know I'm gonna get 3 hours of sleep, and my brain's going, prep yourself. Oh, look at Sheila she stayed for the freestyle. She wants a time refund. Listen, if you guys hit me with 5 super chats, it could be 99 cents. I don't care. 5 words, I'll do a freestyle. I'll do it. I'll write them down. You hit me with 5 words, I'll do it. That's how we're going to do it. Hail, Comic Artist Pro Secrets in the house. What's up, man? He's in the house. Ethan. Hail, Ethan. How are you, sir?
EBS. What up, homie?
Yeah, my man. I said hello in your stream. I was streaming while you were streaming. So, Mike Green, favorite comic and why?
Look, man, I don't want to come off like a brown noser here. Okay, but the reason I'm here in the first place is because Kid Supreme #1. I got it right here.
Yeah,
I keep it by my side.
That was one of my favorites to work on too, dude.
This is it, man. This is it. I used to hang this on my wall. I used to I would look at this over and over. I had multiple copies always. This is it for me. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here 25 years later. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Berserkers and then Black Flag and then Kid Supreme. But Kid Supreme #1, I think, all in all,
my ode. Kid Supreme was my ode to Stan Lee and Ditko's Spider-Man. I wanted that so bad back in my life that I just thought the best way to do it is to make my own.
Look at this. He wakes up in the morning, right? Yeah. Oh no, I'm naked in school. Dope. He wakes up in bed. Oh, he wasn't naked. He's in bed. That was a dream, bro. And then he's trying to get ready for school. Look at that girl. Uh-oh. You talk about
booty. Booty.
Bootylicious. Come on, man. Come on, man. I was 15 when this came out. You know what I'm saying? This came out March of 96. Yeah, I was 15 years old. Look, I'm telling you, this book and the paper stock. This is the paper stock you should use for Black Flag right here. You hear that?
Yeah, I do. I hear it.
That's it. That's the paper stock right there.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, we're going to move over to J Money. J Money, favorite comic book and why?
Yes, sir. So I will actually go with the Muir Island saga, even though my early days were Conan and the early X-Men 200s. But the Muir Island saga and that whole setup is what set me off and kept me building my short boxes. And I still got everything. And granted, I have lost a few throughout time, given to other people. The Muir Island saga is what did it for me, man. I loved all them early days, and then when Jim Lee came in.
I'm not sold on it, man. You got to sell it harder, bro. Let's go.
Well, if you want, I can pull them all out.
No. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We got 3 more guys, and believe it or not, people are throwing words out. We got Shut Up and Rap. We have Frog from our man E. We got Lobo. We got Gale, Freezer, and Please. So these are the words. Frega, just not any of that hibbity bibbity. No joke, man, or lyrical miracle. None of that. Don't worry.
None of that bombatomically Socrates philosophies.
Oh man, that's RZA from Wu-Tang.
Inspector Deck.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. But it's Wu-Tang from Victory, right?
Yeah.
All right, Phil, favorite comic and why?
All right, I couldn't choose, but there's 2. There's the Swamp Thing Annual by Alan Moore, Stephen Bissett.
Oh, that's a
number
good
2,
one, dude.
Where he goes and saves Abigail from hell. Etrigan the Demon's in there. Another one of my favorites. Just the storyline and the dialogue in this are to die for. And then this one is just if you want mindless fun.
Oh, dude, that one is so good. And you got a Biz Sig on there too.
Oh, that's man, he's awesome. And there's just the action shots in this just show it, like the shadow that's cast on Lobo in some scenes is just so badass, man. Yeah, so those are my
Malin, you're up.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Like it's I would have a different answer on any day. And it might be Todd McFarlane when he wrote his own Spider-Man run. Writer artist combination. But if I was to recommend a book to somebody who had never read a comic or whatever, I would be like, you got to check out Kingdom Come. That's because I wasn't a big DC fan, but I knew enough about, Superman, Batman. I knew enough about the icons that it was accessible enough for me to go over there and read that stuff. And I understand, the Magog character is all, a jab at Rob. Written and drawn by Alex Ross with special assist by Mark Waid. But fantastic book. Yeah,
it's good. Metal Movies and Brewskis.
I could be here all,
my friend.
I could be here all day. My grandpa got me into comics at a young age. He was into the Phantom a lot, but I could go off on the pulps. But I'd have to say, I really loved Sam Keats' The Max back in the day. That was a major influence on me. But I'd have to say, at the end of the day, Sin City.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Good stuff.
Great. Amazing Spider-Man 293, part of 2 Craven's Last Hunt, 1987. Amazing book, says Eddie Winkler for $5. Thank you very much. We are going to wrap up this show with the first Fragaboom freestyle. We have wonderful super chats coming in. Again, I'll name names. Starting off with Sheila Allen with Shut Up and Rap. Mr. Comic Artist Pro Secrets, Uncle E with Frog.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for $20 super chat. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, that's going to help hook up the streaming and internet. Zaid says Lobo. Mr. Wonderful says Gale. Anthony Scott says freezer. Barb Rogers, Gun Girl, says please. And that's what we're gonna do. We got a super sticker from Barb Rogers, Gun Girl, and we got another one super chat right here. Amazing Spider-Man 293, part of Craven's Last Hunt. I gotta find the beat. For y'all's, and I gotta figure out something fun with these. All right, here we go. Let's see, one that's nice and long. Let's go with that. Something long. Here we go. Hopefully you guys can hear it. Here we go. That's not it. Okay, that works. Can you guys hear that beat okay?
Yeah. We hear
it. Fragaboom, just shut your trap. Want to do and shut up and rap. Why you gotta be a hog? Talk about my man with Cyberfrog. Oh no, take a photo. Paramilitary like Lobo. Hold up, yeah. Hey, check your mail. It's from Gail. She gonna do a thing, swinging them things like bingo wings. Yeah,
Hey.
nobody can please her. I like my things like ground up into the freezer. Please, use a geezer. Coming from the 70s, please. Gonna get them balls, scratch them balls like they got fleas. Here we go again, that's what I'm saying. Rocking on the mic with no delay. Fragaboom on the show, I'm not playing, it's okay. I am saying shut up and rap, shut up and clap. I don't care what's up with that. Use a dog, use a frog. Talk about the things in you got. That's it. I used all the words. Fragaboom be coming absurd. This is a first. That's all I got. This is fucking whack. Yeah. That's it.
Woo!
That was really fucking
Nice
terrible.
job.
But it's the first one.
So
We gotta break eggs to make omelets, and that was a fucking rotten egg. Thank you guys so much for being part of the show. We have a record of 113 people in the house.
Nice.
That was the best show that we've had. I want to thank all of my guests, Mr. Green, Mr. J Money, Phil, John, the Coach Malin, Metal Movies and Brewskis, Death Metal Hero, Mr. Ryan, everybody that was part of this. Thank you so much. Everybody in the chat, thank you for the super chats. Thank you, Uncle E, for stopping by. 116. We're going to close out on a high number. We had some really good shut up and rap with Fragabus a cat. That's what Toxic Shocktopus said. Good time as always, as Spencer just said. Fragaboom. You guys are going to get some more raps. I think I need to practice. I think that's what it is. I need to practice. Again, this is totally different than rapping in your car. I'll tell you that much. And anyhow, you guys, thank you so much. Happy Saturday. Well, now Sunday to you. And go out there, create, draw every day. If you don't draw, then observe and have thoughts about it and write stories about it.
Hey, join the Fraga Facebook group.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Fraga.
Subscribe, ring the bell for notifications too.
That's it. That's right. Subscribe, ring the bell. We got a lot of really good stuff coming. The new and improved Couch Doodle show will be starting April 1st. No fooling. Keep your eye out for Tuesday, March. It's March, man. It's the end of the month. March 31st at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be showing you the Black Flag, Red Sonja, Black Flag, Evil Ernie covers.
Yeah.
First time seeing Black Flag as Black Flag on a cover in 25 years. You're going to want to get that. It is going to lead you up until April 25th. Black Flag, Pineapple Perception. And stay tuned. I've got some really awesome promos leading up. And I want to thank Phil again for offering his help to get that email list up and running. We're going to get that going to keep you guys notified. Throw in some freebies of some old school Fragaboom MP3 raps and some old school pencils. And I'm thinking about putting together an email list exclusive sketchbook with all of my couch doodles in it as a big thank you for you guys. And also kind of just to bribe you because, that's what I do. All right. You're no Frank Sinatra, but you are Frega Sinatra. 'Cause I did it my way. All right. You guys be well. Thank you so much for again. What's that guy's name? Malin, what's that singer's name that does the really cool parody songs?
Oh,
Cheese.
Shit.
Hey, wait,
Sorry, put you on the spot, man.
Got him on cue, though.
Guys, hold on.
Chat will have it in about 2 seconds.
Not Richard Cheese?
No. The guy that does the really good songs on
It's
Ethan
the frog. Yeah, it's the frog Sinatra.
Yes.
Sinatra, baby.
Key chorus. There we go. Thank you, Spike and Matt.
Thank you very much.
Wait a minute. Let's go another hour, guys.
Oh. No, I can't, man. I have to. Tomorrow morning is my baby time, which I got to be a good husband, a good dad, all that stuff.
Gotta do the dead.
Yeah, but we'll be back. We'll be back probably tomorrow. I've got to shoot a video. They asked me to shoot my video for the promo of this cover, so I got to gather together all kinds of Black Flag and Red Sonja stuff and do my editing magic. Probably shoot something on green screen. Try out the new green screen. But again, thank you guys again. We're gonna do this again tomorrow. I can't believe we hit 116. It's all because of you guys, the guests, the topics. Thank you so much. I will talk to you guys soon.
Later on.